everybody. Welcome to Phoenix Time. This is episode 10 of season 2, and it is our season finale.
We're doing it. The
I
ultimate
know.
episode.
It is the ultimate
I
episode.
The
know.
ultimate
Yeah.
episode. Of
I
season
Complete with cosplay from two of us.
Sure. All of those things.
I mean, that's what Doris looks like.
I am Mac. I have no idea what's going on anymore, Beauvais, and I will be the marshal of your game today. Let's go around and meet the players that we have here, starting over here on my left with Chan.
Hi, I'm Chan.
Woo!
Great start.
That was good.
Whew! Robert Clarke-chan, playing Doros, who's Durant. He's
Worms, Roxanne, worms.
he's hard to kill apparently.
Yes.
But he's still hanging in there. That's all I got.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to the Joshua Dempster Dempster.
Camera one.
Yes.
Camera two. Better one, better two. Better one.
I'm
better
Joshua
two.
Dempster.
Hey, and Zerk.
I actually just always have horns. This is just the first time I've let them down for the show. I'm an architect by day, goatman / minotaur at all other times of my life. I'm playing Scar. He's a bitter, and he's very exhausted, and so I'm just trying to embody that. And these horns are a thing that he has because he's a minotaur, which I don't know if you know much about mythology, but that's a bull man.
Hey, Geek and Sundry,
Hey, Geek and
what's
Sundry.
up?
Sundry, what?
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the traffic, baby.
Welcome to our game. We're introducing the players, and then we'll jump into what the fuck's actually happening here. But let's finish introducing the players. Over here, I have Mr. Michael Holmes.
Hi, I'm Michael. I just moved into a new homes.
Nice.
I spent most of my morning crawling around in the basement trying to find my cat, so I think I got all the cobwebs on my hair. And I chose this shirt this morning before I realized that Adam West had passed away. So I'm taking that as a
Reno.
shot from the universe.
You also just really want to touch your own chest,
I do.
don't you?
Yes, I'm playing Vigil, who's
It's a
very
good
comfortable
chest.
with his body. Yes.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I was just noticing.
No, thank you. Let's shine a
It's
light
a
on
good
that.
chest.
Yes, everybody feel free to touch my chest.
All right.
And last but not least, we have special guest Stephen Pope coming back.
Hi there,
Again.
everyone.
Hey.
My name is Stephen Pope. I will be playing Leviathan the Elemental. He's your grumpy dinosaur uncle, and that's why I'm dressed like Godzilla today.
So, for those who don't know,
Well said.
you're tuning into the season finale and may be very confused, but let me tell you a little bit about Phoenix. Phoenix is a game where all of these characters had their mortal lives. They died as normal people and then were resurrected through the Phoenix Flame into basically superpowered versions of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that they can level up is by dying. So, the more they die, the stranger they get. Hence, turning into a Minotaur and or Godzilla without
Rawr.
copyright infringement.
Kaiju.
Yes.
Non-specific kaiju. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we can go with that, sure. For today, there are a lot of things that you can do to interact with us. You can give any of these awesome players or the table redraws. It really helps them out in tough times when they need to get an extra card in their hands, which they're desperately going to need today. You can pay to add an environmental object of your choice, which I will put into a scene somewhere. They also all have their positive flair. So a positive flair is something that helps them out in combat. For example, yours was already activated from a couple of games before and you haven't gotten to use it, and it's called Candle in the Wind. And Candle in the Wind allows you to give a couple of health levels to one of your fellow Phoenixes or to keep them for yourself. Now, there's something a little new that I'm introducing today. Normally, we have the negative flares, which make them all cuckoo bananas, which is super fun. But as this is our season finale, I was thinking when we're having the dramatic showdown with the bad guy, it's probably not good if you start singing and you're having a complete and utter fucking meltdown.
I've really segued more into poetry at this point.
Oh, okay.
Epic poem, yes.
Don't forget him
However,
selling
Yes,
used cars.
Yes,
Sorry.
instead, we have tiered rewards today. So every time you donate, either to one of the individual flares, to the redraws, or an environmental object, that stacks up to unlock our tiered rewards. You can also donate directly to those tiered rewards. As those unlock, those things will become active and will help them out through their game today. And like I said, it's a season finale, and if I'm doing this right, not everyone will make it out alive.
Wait, our characters or us?
Both. So if you've been praying for death, now is the day.
But who will save their cat?
Finally, our time's come.
You know what?
Yay!
Cats save themselves. Cats
Yeah,
are pretty
this is
awesome
true,
like
yeah.
that.
That's what I was trying to tell him.
So let's do a little bit of recapping. So it's been a very interesting set of missions. You guys started out doing a lot of diplomatic missions. You were going and looking for resources to help the Dawn Command so they can make a final assault against the Dread. However, it turned out there was a bigger threat than the Dread in the form of a former Phoenix named Ink, who's still technically a Phoenix. He was Mike's first season character, who decided to go crazy pants bad guy on us and has been trying to screw over the Phoenixes at each and every turn, and it was determined he was the bigger threat. Because he has also been using other Phoenixes, young, inexperienced Phoenixes, to his own means, including a 9-year-old girl that who was going to come back as a Phoenix. He pulled her out of her crucible, had a house god attached to her, and we had a super spoopy haunted house episode, but also a highly emotionally damaged character that came from it named No One.
She seems fine.
Yeah.
I don't.
But things ramped up. The marshal that you guys were reporting to, Varia, was kidnapped for a while there. You met Leviathan, who had been working to find a backdoor into the dusk, as opposed to the daylit world in which you reside. And the dusk is where all the crucibles are housed. You guys managed to save her, but it was unknown exactly who you could trust within the Dawn Command. So you've been running sort of covert missions since rescuing her to try and get all the pieces you need to make a final assault on Ink. Today is that day. So the last episode, Atmos, who was also a first season character, came back and he needed some Pyrean steel, which is very hard to get to make a restraint for Ink, so that the hope is you're going to be able to restrain him and stop him from being able to do any more bad guy damage, because he's kind of an asshole. I think because I'm an asshole, so I made him an asshole. And the only one who came back with the Pyrean steel was Doros. Because Doros is pretty fucking rad, and as aforementioned, very hard to kill.
Yes, it's a hard
I
time.
am the keeper of the fan art.
You are the keeper of the fan art when
Damn
Vigil
it.
is not alive, which is a lot of the time.
He's a little squishy.
So let's go into the Crucibles and catch up on where you guys have been, because 3 of you are just coming back. So Vigil, you were in your Crucible for some amount of time. Can you tell us a bit about how you died the last time and what your last Crucible was like?
I'm trying to remember exactly how I died the last time. I know that we were fighting someone.
The knowledge. Was it? The harvester?
Harvester of Knowledge, was it?
You were here for that one.
Okay.
So that probably would have been it.
Yeah. And I gave myself the extra 2 health levels, and then right as we kind of got the MacGuffin of the story, I burnt out, and I think I was an intended spirit.
The
to
MacGuffin
Spectre.
being Atmos, who is crucially important. So maybe
Still
less of a
Atmos
MacGuffin.
MacGuffin,
Very
potato,
shiny
potato.
MacGuffin.
MacGuffin is his last name.
Atmos MacGuffin.
It's a
Attorney at
family
law.
name. It goes back decades.
If he were that important, we would have remembered him.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, let's, just for those who have not seen Season 1,
That's a
Atmos
low
was one of
blow.
our Season 1 characters who another character accidentally made everyone in the world forget about, even though he was a very famous Phoenix. So they're like, oh, Atmos, he's the hero of the Phoenixes, he's amazing, and next second, who are you?
I mean, in my defense, I was still amazing. Just people were... I feel like it was a gift because people were allowed to be amazed by me all over again.
So you were like New
Sure.
52 Atmos, basically.
Yeah, and
That
he
was
had this
cold.
costume that was really awkward,
Yeah, but he got
and
rid
like
of the
why they
trunks,
changed it.
so-
My little baby duster was cute.
It had a lot of panel lines on it.
So anyway,
Atmos took a
after
huge
battling
step
the
He's
harvest,
doing a thing.
after battling the Harvester of Knowledge and burning out and going back into his Crucible, which is basically the Battle of Martinford, which is where he died in his mortal life, he this time was actually able to save all of the townsfolk, and the darkness that had been kind of around the periphery kind of coalesced into one individual that he kind of rushed headlong to take on in battle, and the darkness kind of surrounded him, and then next thing he knew, he was bursting through the Imperial Flame on Pyre.
Awesome.
But it was all like Zack Snyder style. There was a
Oh.
lot of quick cuts and like,
Really,
Yeah.
really deep saturation.
yeah.
Rad.
It was lovely, but kind of lacking in substance.
Fair
What
enough.
does he look like now that he's back at level 5?
I feel like he's still wearing like his Roman Legionnaire kind of outfit, the helmet with the crest on it and everything, but he's glowing like basically like a searchlight at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a feature that happens a lot with the devoted. They are the healing light.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome.
He's kind of, if you're mortal, he's kind of difficult to look at directly
Yeah.
at this point.
And I'm going to assume once he came back through the Imperial Flame and realized that none of his wing was in Pyre, that he went to sort of the last known location, which actually is Martinford.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that like going back again to Martinford, which has become sort of the base of operations? Because not only that, but you also had a character, there was a brother who died there.
Mm-hmm.
Reg.
It was a homecoming, and it's like, and it's the final exam day. It's like, you got to do it. You got to show up. It's probably going to suck, but it also might be okay. So, it was kind of with an air of grim determination and resolution that he showed up, and he's not saying a lot right now. He's kind of biding his time and energy.
Yeah, and he would be meeting Atmos for the first time as well, since he died before he got a chance to meet him. So let's move down to Leviathan. So Leviathan has been doing some interesting things lately in the form of making deals with Charon,
Yep.
who is this basically skeletal creature whose face sort of morphs between people that you know, who really only cares for life and death and is willing to make deals pertaining to both. So you made a couple of deals and have you burned out to bring back no one for a battle.
Yep.
No one the character, not no one that would be a waste, and I shouldn't have named her that, but whatever, we're here now.
Nobody blind me. There you go.
So, what was the Crucible like this time around? Because you've given up your last 2.
Oh yeah, no,
Lives.
I am super dead after this. So my Crucible was always like this raging ocean with a monster that I cannot see underneath, dragging me further and further down. And sometimes Sharon in a boat, just kind of going on by, waving, doing the Disney princess wave. This time though, it was calm. The sea was calm.
The sea was calm.
No land to see, but it was calm. And I'm on the boat with Sharon. The monster is just kind of swimming around, biding its time, waiting for me.
Because it knows.
It knows. It knows it soon will devour me. If that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. Every time it tries, I tend to get thrown out of the pyre, and I'm on fire, and it's kind of awesome. But I look at Sharon, I take her hands, I give him a kiss.
Bony skeleton hands.
weird ass hands, and she has like 17 faces going on.
Yep.
Maybe reptile lips.
I stand on the side of the boat, I dive in, I am grabbed, I am pulled, and I am expunged from pyre. And I actually look more human than I did previously.
So you actually had a little bit of a backward step
I did.
from turning into Godzuki.
I now I still definitely have the reptilian thing going on.
Sure.
I'm still definitely, still got a tail.
Awesome.
Can we
is
get the
the
fan
best
art
thing.
for that, by the way? Kissing
Are you
Sharon?
still coughing fire?
This time I'm not I don't have fire indigestion like I did my last time. I wasn't flung out, but
You got some Pepsid AC.
I
You
got
getting
some
it under
Pepsi.
control.
I got some, that shit Larry the Cable Guy was selling for a little bit for me.
Zantac?
Zantac. I step out of the pyre, and I'm still not attractive. I'm still reptilian, but I am definitely more human.
And I imagine you both would have come out probably about the same time. So you're, I'm assuming, also going to band together with him to head back to Martinford.
Oh, of course. As far as I can tell, this guy will not survive without that.
And then last but not least, we have Scar, who died last time. And that I'll let you tell because that was a really interesting assortment of events that happened.
So I made a deal with the puppeteer,
B1 polar bear.
unbeknownst to my wingmates.
I don't think we'd be one polar bear.
Hey.
In the oh
Yeah, sorry, I didn't make a noise to
no,
alert
it's
us. The
fine.
Pavlovian response didn't kick in.
Ding.
Things are happening.
So back in the field of mass, the first time we were there, despite not really needing to, Scar made a deal with
Well, I mean, you guys are under
danger
the
was
influence
gone.
of the masks
Yes.
and everything that was a very
The puppeteer
crazy
promised
encounter.
me he would help keep my wingmate safe, and I agreed to that deal in exchange for the use of my body for a short period of time.
3 days.
Yeah. And so...
No promise of keeping your clothes on, if memory serves.
Oh, no promises of really anything beyond
Sure.
he gets 3 days.
Sure.
Yeah. So we made the deal, and in our last adventure, we reconnected
Leave it.
with Taliesin and a regular puppet of the puppeteer.
Mm-hmm.
And he joined up with us, and the puppeteer chose to take my body without my consent.
Oh, no, consent was already given in the deal. That was the terms.
Yeah. Didn't feel that way in the moment,
No,
though.
you gotta have the consent conversation. It's
Yeah.
vital.
It's
Yeah,
like-
the
it's a-
consent conversation was had when he said, sure, you can have control of my body for 3 days
Yeah.
in exchange for helping my wingmates at a crucial time.
And he did.
Yeah.
It's very icky. I'm not cool with it.
Yeah, you made that deal. Now you gotta sleep in it.
Sleep in this
No, he's
deal.
gonna
You have to
sleep
sleep with it. Sleep with the
Yes.
deal.
What happened the
Whoa.
other 2
Oh.
days?
That is other fan art.
So
Get on
Love
it.
it, Bandana Man.
All right,
Right.
what's the mashup of Puppeteer and Scar? Puppet Scar.
Scuppeteer.
Screw
Ew,
you.
Scuppeteers.
Hi, do you suffer
Disgusting.
from scuppeteer?
And so he burned out Scar in order to resolve the issue at hand. And I was thrown back into my crucible.
He also gave you something.
He did give me something.
It was not an STD.
He gave me a couple things.
I should not have drinking that.
Yeah, we are drinking delightful treats from Japan. That
Japanese Four Loco,
amazing,
courtesy of
so-
Mr. Chan here.
And it's
Pure
the
and delicious and
best.
extra strong. He gave me Ink's pen.
Yep. So he gave you Ink's Talon, which is named Epitaph, and is actually like a stylus. So you've got the stylus pen in a chain, and it's like attached to sort of a book piece, but it's all made out of Pyrean steel,
And
which is one of the only things that can travel between the daylit world and the dusk is Pyrean steel.
So I now have the villain's talon, which is called Epitaph. My talon is also Epitaph.
Yes. Well, this is a different epitaph.
There
You
be
can name it
multiples.
whatever you want your other one to be. I don't think you've ever named them because you
No.
had sort of your
Yeah, my
punchy
bangles.
gauntlet things.
Yeah.
Your Wonder Woman bracelets.
Yes. And so I awoke sitting in my crucible in the darkness in front of the gates where I first died, and there was nothing there, no mentor, no nothing. And for days I sat there with Epitaph, the pen, just sitting there scratching in the dust until a face appeared in front of me, and it was one of the first people that I killed in our diplomatic mission on our first mission.
Yeah, when the undead came and swarmed Cartasia.
And they told me of their life, their family, their hopes, their dreams, and their death in detail. And then they disappeared. And then a second person appeared from the same event. Then a third person, a fourth person, a fifth person, a sixth person. My sister appeared. And this went on for weeks. Everybody that I've accidentally removed or purposefully removed from this life came to me and spoke to me, and I began writing it down using epitaph. And after weeks and weeks of being subjected to all of the terrible things that I've done, I heard the doors open behind me after the Harvester of Knowledge spoke to me.
What a dick.
And I walked out never having seen my mentor or anybody but the people that I'd wronged.
What did you look like when you came back out of your crucible this time?
So now I'm almost a full-on Minotaur. My features have flattened. They're more bull-like. I have the horns, a little ring in the nose.
You got some sweet jewelry.
My bangles now have chains about 4 feet long, 5 feet long, hanging from them, and I stand on my bull legs. The little
Digigrade.
yeah, there we go. About 8 feet tall now. I'm quite large.
Menacing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all three of you come out of the fire about the same time in Pyre. And obviously, Varya is not there. So, are you all gonna go right on back to Martinford, or what do you guys want to do?
Well, do we
You want to have a
don't-
soulful discussion? I mean,
We
King
So-
Pianchetto, thank you for
Thank
the
you for the sub.
subscription.
Yay.
thank you for the sub. So as far as we know, basically the Pyrean Steel, Doros, Varya, No One, and Atmos are all in the tunnels outside Martinford.
that would be your assumption. It's the last place you saw them.
Then yeah, I think. Hey Levi,
Scar,
you look a little bit
so do you.
more handsome, we'll say.
You're looking good too.
Thank you. You're quiet.
You came out at the same time I did.
I'll save my words for when they're the most important. We don't have any time to lose. We should get back to Martinford.
Agreed.
Wait, where's Spectre?
Where's Spectre?
You guys have no idea.
She should be out by now.
Did she survive the fight? Last time I saw you, we were fighting that marshal that had gone rogue.
Yeah, we took care of Winter.
Good. Thought no, it wasn't a waste. Did she make it out of that fight? Like, did you?
She's been
Yeah.
back.
Spectre made it out. We even met this really awesome Squeaky. I'm sorry. I love HBO so much.
I know you do. That's why, Chad, I just want to remind you that we are doing tiered rewards, so those stack. And you can bring back Icky, but it's going to take some doing. So please, by all means, like, now's the time to start unlocking things so that they can have them available to them as the game goes on today. Continue.
All right, where's your sometimes quiet, sometimes very loud friend? Doros. Where's Doros?
He's back in Martinford, I assume.
He's the only one who survived the fight around the well.
Super. All
We
right.
should get out of
Let's
fire.
go.
We don't know.
Yeah,
who's
let's.
listening.
Less talking, more walking.
Okay.
Or
like
more
this attitude.
rocking.
So do we go chat with Miles? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, you can go and chat with Miles, and I mean, he's pretty fucking sick of you guys at this point.
Yeah,
So he's just gonna
understandably
go ahead and shoot you right on through the flame to Martinford and anywhere that's the fuck away from him.
Okay. Yeah, we like walk into the room
Yeah.
and he's like just started setting things up and it's like just
Yeah. So meanwhile, Doros was the only one who walked away with the Pyrean steel, which, as we noted last time, is sort of it's kind of a hard material to lock down in its raw form coming from the well. It seems intermittently like viscous and solid, and you've basically got like a bucket type container.
I got a bucket.
You got a bucket and Tourette's. And you saw Spectre take off with the puppeteer. Just, you kind of turned around and you knew that that was obviously the cause of it, but not probably any of the real details.
I shall not expect her again.
That's good, because she's not here. So you continue back to Martinford, and you're able to deliver the materials that were being asked for to Atmos. He's Atmos as well, so
Yeah.
What's this for?
you should take off the horns whenever you're Atmos.
There you go.
There. Okay.
There's
There.
Atmos.
And you are.
Sorry,
Oof.
I didn't recognize you.
You got what I asked for?
Yes. What does this look like?
Looks like Pyrian steel. You
Well-
guys are successful, but it's just you. Where's the rest of your wing?
What do you think the rest of the wing is? How easy do you think it is to get Pyrian steel?
Varia should let me come with you.
Well, she's not here, is she?
I am. Where do you think I went?
How did you miss that?
I'm like 10 feet
She's-
tall.
Could you put the horns on when you're riding? So I can keep track of-
Just do this, maybe.
I just don't know where else you think she would have gone. She's there.
So we have nearly all we need, but Varia, we need to forge this into restraints.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was what you were going to do. This is your plan that you came and decided that you could help us out after, I remind you again, leaving and joining Ink's side for a while.
You don't need to remind me.
I think I do.
What I was saying is that we need time. I need time to build the forge and the items necessary to create the restraints.
Get started.
And just a wall of flame goes up between. He takes the Pyrian steel, and a wall of flame just erupts between him and them, cutting the room off.
Sure.
Where so he has
Yeah.
his own private space away from the two
You're
of them.
also in the entire township of Martinford. I'm sure the
Are we not
materials.
still down the tunnels to like? keep-
Well, in Martinford, like
Yeah.
the city is like right above you,
Okay,
so I'm
yeah.
sure you could find the appropriate. Atmos would find the like appropriate materials.
I mean, he's a brilliant scientist. He pulls them out of the walls.
Well.
Like the wall goes up, we just start to hear like the clanging of metal, like things are just happening.
I
He's just
kinda
pulling out
figured.
things, Yeah.
You're the ones making a whole big deal about getting the materials that you need.
Basically, was trying to say I need some privacy because you're a huge jerk, and this guy's real loud sometimes.
Hey, Kate Madison. Thanks
Kate
for the
Madison.
follow.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for having a name we could just easily say. I love that.
Cat Imad.
No.
I don't get that
Please
reference.
don't hurt yourself.
Cat Emma Dyson.
Okay. So the Imperial Flame spits you out where it has before in an area that's pretty centrally located to Cartesia and Martinford and some of the other Alolan cities.
Okay.
I'm a bullman again.
You are.
Where did Atmos go?
Who's Atmos? He would
I
have
should have brought goggles too, so it's like, yeah. It's like a costume change.
Hilarious. What happened while I was gone?
Well,
Let's recap. Do you know about a rogue marshal?
Winter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's as much as I know. I've been on a boat since then. All you, buddy.
so we recovered Varia, or Varia recovered. I don't really know if you could ever recover Varia.
Oh,
I understand what you mean.
And she sent us on a mission to find a contact of hers, who she said had good information.
No, I was there for that part.
Well, after you died, we freed Atmos, who claims he's some
Who?
kind of famous elemental.
It doesn't ring a bell.
That
Sounds
was
like a real
erased
jerk.
From history, yeah, he's very arrogant.
Yeah.
Yes, he was pretty tiresome. We brought him. No.
Oh, did you? Oh, you just broke those. I'm gonna have to repair them now.
I'm just gonna be thoughtful from now on.
Scar, the pensive Durant.
Yes,
Bitter,
oh.
sorry.
I'll maintain it for the duration of this scene, just for continuity.
Thank you. Your
Continue.
dedication to your craft is admirable.
And so we brought him back to Martinford. And, well, after that, he sent us on a mission to recover Pyrean steel from a well source on the way to Halfsbridge. And as far as I know, we did.
Well, okay. Aren't we a little too high ranking to be doing fetch quests?
There's got to be something more to it than that. There has to be.
He said we need the Pyrean steel so he could forge restraints to hold ink.
Oh.
What?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
So I hope we were successful.
You and me both.
Backtracking just a moment in your conversation, germane to the restraints for ink, are we meant to confront him?
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
And then I feel like Vigil's shine dims for just a second. Goes back. All right. Well, let's get to Martinford and help in whatever way we can. And so they did march onward, mile after mile, wing, side by side. Sorry.
Still just the remnants of that.
He needs it. Just.
Yes, he's...
And if I could
I'll just
recommend
walk
for today's
faster.
epic soundtrack, the Queen album, It's a Kind of Magic.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right, so
Or the Highlander soundtrack.
we go back
Always
into the tunnels where we last left the...
So when you guys return, Doros is there along with Varia. Atmos is there. He's working on forging stuff. And also no one is there. It's about time.
Ms. Varia, it's good to see you well.
Marshall?
The next thing that I have for you all to do is not going to be easy. Leviathan, you'll recall that I had you working on a back route into the dusk.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to need to use it. We're going to make an assault on Ink, where his center of operations is.
All right.
Seems unwise, but bring it on. It's not like we're making the best decisions.
Is Crucible?
Do you have a better idea?
I might if we had more information.
What information do you think you're lacking? And yes, his crucible.
Scar reaches behind himself and pulls out Ink's talon. Holds it in front of Arya.
Where did you get that? It was the puppeteer, wasn't it? I hate the puppeteer. How did you end up with it from the puppeteer? He was the last one to have it. Please tell me you didn't make a deal with him. You're not that stupid. Are you?
Scar, you didn't.
Because he doesn't give away things for free.
It wasn't free.
What did you give him?
3 days.
How many days has he used?
Maybe an hour or two.
Oh, great. So you could be essentially compromised at any moment from here on. Good job.
Thank
Just
you,
when I was
Marshall.
thinking you were maybe starting to get the gist of things.
Marshall, with all due respect, this is a war, and sometimes there are costs that we have to pay that we don't anticipate, and if it helps us bring down Ink in the end...
Boy, don't you talk to me about cost. You have no idea what I've given up so far. No idea.
Ms.
You
Varia?
know that Ink was a part of my wing, right?
I didn't mean any disrespect, I just... Look, I mean, we're all in this together. None of us asked to be phoenixes, and this could be our finest hour, and we can't fight against each other. I'm not condoning what Scar did at all, but...
You realize he's a risk now, though. You are talking about war And a Fallen, the puppeteer of all of them, could jump in and take control at any time.
Miss Varia, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That.
Has he been helping you?
I know Scar. Scar wouldn't make a deal with someone who is actively against him. We're in the same wing, and the guy doesn't even like me. Come on.
He doesn't like me either.
If you are
like you.
compromised at any time, I will end you. I want that understood. This is too important to be compromised at this point. You know what Ink is capable of. You've seen it. And she kind of has her head towards no one who's sitting in the corner.
I know. That's why I made the deal. The puppeteer told me that if I gave him 3 days, he would help the wing in a crucial moment. He's the reason we got the Pyrean steel. And now we have this. It might not be worth the trade, but for now, we've come out on top. Isn't that enough?
The warning still stands. You understand that?
I feel like I'm always a hair's breadth from you killing me anyway, so how is this different from a Tuesday?
You should give that piece to Atmos.
I feel like the wall of fire is still up. How do I knock at a wall of fire?
Oh, let me do it. I won't hurt me.
There's a wall of fire-based intercom system.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you could probably go through the fire at this point.
Might hand me that real quick.
Yeah,
Thank
Amos
you.
is a jerk anyway, so.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll walk through wall of fire. Atmos. Looking for an Atmos.
Hey,
Legolas
Legolas
Lee.
Lee.
Thank you.
Thanks to follow.
Love the name, too.
So many elves.
You Atmos?
What are you?
Oh, I'm a lizard man who used to be a sailor whose family died while I was in my crucible for 100 years. You want this thing or not?
You guys playing multiple characters is my new favorite.
Oh,
What is that?
right. Real
No,
quick.
wait, let me see.
Oh no, you can see if you hold it up. It's obviously epitaph. Look familiar?
Actually, for what it's worth, I thought Ink's Talon was Dream Shadow.
Was it Dream Shadow?
I think it was Dream
Okay.
Shadow.
Oh, I
Dream
think it was
Shadow,
like
yeah.
the epitaph was like some of the
Some-
The
Yeah.
item was epitaph.
Dream Shadow, yes.
Dream Shadow, yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
This is incredible. I think I can use this. And he just, like, there's a gust of wind, you get pushed back through wall of flame.
What the fuck?
And Atmos does
Flop.
Atmos does use it.
You alright?
What an asshole. He's not really wearing a shirt or anything, but he still like brushes off like poof.
Pops an imaginary color.
Yes. Why am I still doing the
Atmos
voice?
uses it, and he has a realization about how it can be used. And momentarily has a sidebar with Vigil behind the wall of flame that you guys are not privy to.
Like he's just opening, like, portals and being like, you.
Next!
Glowy one.
A
Bull.
little drive-through window.
Yeah. So, as Doros has guessed, the Crucible is where they are headed. So you have any questions, comments, or concerns about that? Good. God, we got that covered.
Great.
Alright.
Fantastic.
On our way.
Okay. So, some time passes. The wall of flames drops, and Atmos comes out, and he has built out this restraint that has kind of like, it's a little bit like Avengers when they have Loki, and it's like got the wrist thing, it's got the thing around the neck. It has something that actually anchors it to the ground, but also attached to it is on Dream Shadow, the book portion is like actually centered on it, with the chain that's holding the stylus is attached to that and attached to the chest piece.
Well, shit. Fancy.
I just want Ink to know why he's here.
Thank you for your work, Atmos. I don't think there's going to be any issue with anybody remembering you going forward. You've made yourself pretty legendary.
I appreciate that person I don't care about.
Hey, you should be nice. You write songs. We'll record you.
Okay.
Sorry you have to deal with them, Varia. They seem almost as bad as we were.
Can you believe I took up a marshal post?
I can't believe anybody offered you the job.
Remember how you joined Inc. that one time?
Oh, it's so fun when we have these friendly conversations. Anyway,
I lean over to Scar. That's friendly.
I'd ship that.
My ship.
So Varia kind of looks around the room and I think we're ready to go. We will need to travel into the dusk via the route that you found. And we will need to go to Ink's Crucible. I cannot tell you what to expect there. I have a notion of it. There is a connection among Wing members, as you're all aware. But there also can be a different connection. And Ink helped me in a time where I needed it most. And that means that I have a stronger bond to him than anybody else living at this point, as far as I'm aware. So I and Atmos will be accompanying you into the dusk because we believe we can help locate Ink's Crucible in a way that you're not going to be able to because none of you have ever crossed into a crucible from the dusk. Does anyone have any questions before we leave? Thank you, Demetrius, for the follow.
Yes, thanks, Demetrius.
okay.
Working on something.
Well, if this is how we go, this is how we go. So let's go side by side. I mean,
I don't expect a 100% survival rate. I'm sure you're all very aware of that by now.
who wants to live forever, right?
I mean, I feel like 8 lives is plenty.
I'm doing pretty good.
It was
Fine,
more of a
I
rhetorical
guess.
question, but I appreciate
Yeah, I know,
the
but I
honest
took it
input.
literally
No, it's all right.
because,
No,
really,
thank you.
honestly,
I've always
I'm much
appreciated
better
your
at this than the
candor,
rest of you,
Doris,
and
yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
why that would be the case.
Okay, well maybe Doros won't die this time, so you'll keep up your 100% win rate, and the rest of us will burn out like we tend to, thanks to the help from our Durant.
Hey, we're all on the same team here.
How many times have I taken a hit for you? Way more than you've taken from me.
Marshall, just out of curiosity, are there any wings that are really well balanced and adjusted and just kind of get along? Noted.
You mean putting putting 6 strangers together in a room and just telling them to
The
work
real
together
world.
and die?
Higher.
It's a feature, not a bug.
May I?
No one's there, right?
Yeah, do you want to...
That is correct.
Or
I don't
there's
wanna
simpler
be
times.
No one
Simpler
coming
times.
with?
Simpler times
take the
for
city.
the most complicated times, which is this game.
I
Let us
shouldn't,
harken
but I
back.
will.
Somebody want one of these?
Yes, please.
Simple times. When we
Simpler
Simpler
times for when you wish it was
mustaches.
simpler. Thank you, Sensei. 8
Sensei
numbers,
H. Sensei
letters,
H.
it's the same thing.
Notice me, Sensei. Notice me.
Simpler
That's
times for your simple
weirder.
lizards. I was going for Southern, but we can go British.
It didn't sound.
I can't do accents. We know this.
Some people can harump
Simpleton.
as well.
Harump.
Harump.
Well, I say, sir. Ruff.
I did get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor a harumph.
Is anybody watching Winona Earp? I just found out about that show
the hell's
today.
Winona
I know that
I've
it
heard nothing but good
exists.
things.
I tried
It's-
watching the first episode and then my eyes fell out.
No, okay. All right.
You had a
Apparently there's a
question.
lizard
Yes.
man.
Guys.
Oh, really?
And see.
We'll talk about Winona Earp during a
break.
pee break, which I'm sure will occur at some point here.
Oh, definitely. I had a Gatorade, one of those Japanese drinks.
I
am
love
not
that you
okay.
had a Gatorade and are dressed in a lizard outfit.
I know. I
puns
love
keep
it.
coming.
I get
Anyway,
it.
Leviathan was asking something.
Thanks for the follow, Illinois.
What is? I approach no one.
Always be funny.
Who's he
Always
talking
gonna be
to?
funny.
All right, okay. All right, we're back. We're back.
No one.
Yeah. Yes.
You're a very good fighter, and you are going to be a fantastic Phoenix. You know this, but I really want you to just know that, okay?
I thank you.
I gently, I do that like dad hand on the shoulder thing, real gentle, and then I get back up. All right, who's ready to die?
Ready when you are.
We should be in therapy.
Yeah, we desperately.
So no one actually does make as if to follow everybody out, and Varya just shakes her head, and no one looks a little crestfallen, but stays put because it's obvious they've had a conversation in the intervening time that you guys have been gone about her ability to do a lot in this fight, considering the odds that are being gone up against, and you can tell that's a pretty big sign if Varya is telling someone who could maybe be of assistance to stay behind.
Mm-hmm.
She's also a rank 2 and technically cheated to get that rank, so.
No, she actually
You
did
cheated.
die.
I cheated.
You basically what you did normally when a Phoenix dies, they go through the Crucible and then they pop back out of Pyre.
Yes.
You basically circumvented that, so she ranked up and then immediately came back to the battle. So she was teleported essentially from Crucible direct back to the fight.
Okay, I thought
That
it was
was
like
it,
a
that was-
Buffy thing where it's like,
No,
you
that was
kind of
the-
cheat the system a little
That
bit.
was the
but
deal
not
you
really.
made with Sharon, was actually she leveled up and you had her resurrected immediately
Okay.
back
On
where she
site,
was.
Yeah.
But she did rank up.
Cool.
So, as you'll recall, the back way into the dusk is a very long ways away.
Wait, hold on. Scar stopped and gave no one a hug before they left.
Okay.
Can't just come on. Whoa.
All right. Well, Scar didn't say
Loving uncle,
anything
big brother.
to
We
the
got that thing
marshal
going
of the
on.
game at that time. So,
Wacky neighbor.
I didn't want to interrupt his
Okay.
moment with no one.
all right. Well, we'll back up for half a second then. Now you may have your
I
moment.
put the hand on the shoulder, I walk off, and then
Trona!
Jonah!
Jonah! Thank you.
I approach no one and kneel down and give her a hug and tell her I'm sorry you can't come with us, but it's for a good reason.
Will you be back?
I hope so, one way or another.
he'll be back.
Got my back, big boy?
Hey, what do I have to lose?
Everything, from what I hear.
Overrated.
All right, well, sounds like Levi's going to make sure I make it back in one piece. So,
Come on, all. It's a good day to die.
all right, and I clop up.
Okay. Leave him up.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I
Although
love it when the
I do
GM has to
think-
stop to absorb what the
Yeah.
chat just did.
Yeah, okay, here's the rest
Oh,
of it.
okay.
Yeah, and I think we're getting close to. Are we getting close to a tier?
Let's see, that was 16
So,
and 8.
Just keep me posted on that.
16 and 8 is 24.
Okay, we are $1 away, I think, from our first tier. So, guys, they and redraws are going to be hugely important. If you want to donate, like
Just say, I've got
donating
cash on me.
to redraws
Well,
is amazing. Just
how does
$1.
that
Well, let's get to the thing. I want the thing.
All right, let's see if anybody donates. If not, we'll get there.
I got 5. Sorry.
All right. Okay, that's gonna be 6 hours of text.
I don't understand.
Okay. So, as you guys recall, the back way into the dusk is very far away. It's actually nearer to Pyre. So, let's see if I can show you guys a map real quick here. So you're going to have a very long ways to go because you're over here at Martinford, and the Grand Area is back over here. And so where he found the back way is actually like out in the ocean over here near to some of the areas of Cartasia. So you guys are going to have to go on foot all the way out to the location from before.
Oh.
What's up?
Oh, let's see.
Okay, we'll let him figure that out. So you guys have quite a lot of time in your merry band of 6 people heading out there, and obviously, like Atmos has got the restraint sort of slung on his back, and he's carrying that with him.
What's it like being a werewolf? Sorry, I just had this
Can I touch your fangs?
vision of Vigil approaching Varia, kind of like Nick Frost and
Well,
Simon Pegg
it
and
would
Hot
be
Fuzz.
it would be like skin changers though
Yeah,
in this mythology, so that's probably what you would ask.
What's it like being a skin changer?
Oh my god.
Do you see me going back and forth between forms or looking like anything
Oh my God,
close
you
to
just
that?
asked someone why they're skin changers.
Yeah.
Racist
I don't-
much?
I thought you said you were keeping your words for when they'll be needed.
This is the first time we've had to just sort of hang out with Marshall Varia. Aren't you
We're not
fascinated?
hanging out.
Really? We go
We're going
drinking?
to stop a threat to all life.
Have you ever fired a gun in the air and screamed, ah? I'm sorry.
No, and I have also not seen Bad Boys 2 or
You've never seen Bad Boys 2.
Point
Point Break or Bad Boys 2, yeah.
Okay.
But the actual Point Break, not the new one that they made that no one watched.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
What happened? Huh?
Huh?
Okay.
Hey, Atmos. You're an elemental too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, are they all Trona or there's True Mate?
Termate?
Okay. Okay, so True Mate has given a redraw for both Scar and Leviathan.
Oh, yay!
True meat?
Thanks, guys.
True
Mate.
Mate.
Roommate with
Like,
a T.
yes.
Yeah.
True mate.
And then
Gotcha.
Trona has given a redraw for the table.
Thanks, Trona.
Yeah, you guys
Thank you, buddy.
are going to want those. Continue.
You're an elemental, right?
Yes, sir.
We need to figure out like how to delineate like Atmos and Scar.
I'm gonna try to drop Scar into like a lower register,
Okay.
and I'll keep.
Did you ever?
What accents do you do?
Listen, I'm not gonna get another chance. I'm not coming back after this. Just so.
Why? What did you do?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it. What
Probably
did
made
you
a
do?
deal with someone he oughtn't to have.
I see what you
I don't
did
know
there.
why you're yelling at me. Oh, you were yelling at Scar in my body while I'm Atmos and.
Just saying it to the world.
Lay off already.
Isn't that the secret? What about the universe?
I sold some
So-
resurrections to help these guys.
Oh, that's a hot commodity. I hope it was worth it.
Yeah, I hope so too.
So, what did you want to ask?
You're rank 7, right?
Ish.
Don't you want to know what's on the other side? I mean, I don't know what yours was like, but my crucible was just violent, kind of loud. But I always end it right before it's supposed to get really bad. I kind of want to see how it ends.
My crucible's mostly science. I just always had to find a way out, a way forward.
It's fair.
So I want to know what's on the other side, but I also want to make sure everyone on this side will be fine before I burn out that final time.
I respect that.
So you guys have several days on foot. I mean, you can move pretty quick, and obviously you don't need to stop to sleep or eat. And you eventually reach the docks. However, the last time you guys went in, the boat that you had used is still where you went through into the dusk. So you're going to have to commandeer another boat.
This is so unbecoming of a man of my age. All right. Let's see. Is there like a fishing boat nearby or?
I mean, it's a dock. There's quite a few things, and there's people sort of milling about, sort of a township. They
Okay,
see you
here's what
guys
I'm going
come
to
through,
do.
and
I
they're
dive in the water, I follow a boat out for a little while, I pull a creature of the Black Lagoon, make sure they all jump off, and I come back with the boat.
What? You could have just asked, but no, it's fine. It's fine.
Do you have a associated spread you can give me for that?
I can give you fire.
Give me a fire spread and then
Jesus.
explain to me exactly how this goes
Yes.
down.
Well,
Please
I'm kind
do.
of guessing it's just like
Well-
they just see his tail, like his spine and tail, kind of appear around the boat a couple times, like a dolphin's like breaching.
No.
Yeah, and they're like, what is it? And then just like gouts of fire from different parts of the water around the boat.
All right, we're going to go ahead and use these two for 11.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Jaws for a little while.
Nah.
No.
That's a different move. I don't know if I'd call that your jaws.
I don't know what this is.
That's come hither look for a lizard.
I don't know. I'm drunk. I don't give a shit. And then remember the Jaws ride at Universal where he jump out of the water and roar at you or whatever?
Yeah, it's super romantic.
Yeah, it's super romantic. I'm going to jump out of the water spewing fire up in the air.
That's horrifying.
It should be.
Yeah.
I want them... So,
Yeah, but you're off in the water. Are you gonna like climb up onto the?
Oh no!
boat?
I climb on the boat and do the whole thing. I keep it going for a while.
Okay.
I am a creature of great despair.
One of those
Look
phoenix-
upon me and crumble.
One of those
Leave your
phoenixes
boat.
have gone nuts again. Those phoenixes keep going nuts. I keep hearing stories about the phoenixes going crazy.
Abandon
Get out
your
here.
boat.
And they're just like, nope, I'm out of here. I'm not putting up with this. I survived the dread. I am not also surviving this. I am off of this boat. I do not need this income.
I throw him overboard.
Well, no, they're already off.
Okay, good. And
Wow, you
Yeah.
stole a boat. Good job.
I stole a boat.
Well, I have to say it's not the way I would have approached the situation, but kudos to you.
Surely there was some rich asshole's boat who didn't actually need it.
I've already
Instead,
standing there.
you took a boat from fishermen who probably will go
Listen,
hungry.
I knew his granddad. His granddad was an asshole, okay?
I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny.
Thank you, Scar.
You're welcome.
His granddad was an asshole. His granddad owed me $5 plus inflation. He owes me a goddamn boat. Everyone on.
I don't think you understand how interest works.
I don't think you understand how get on the fucking boat works.
Ori's just shaking her head and just like gets on the boat and just like, I don't know why I bothered taking this post. I could have just died another time, but no.
And Scar
The worst
sits
part
next
is,
to Violet.
I'm her favorite canonically.
Favorite is a very strong word.
Least worst.
Least.
You are the least worst of our. Actually, no.
No.
No one is
No
the
one.
least worst of
Yeah.
our.
Oh, give her a chance.
And our wing,
You're-
I'm the least worst.
You're the second least worst.
Yay. That's what my mom would tell me every night.
You're my second least worst.
Also, you're an only child, but still.
Yeah. It's like
I
I'll
feel
always
like you
have
need a
better
shirt that
children.
says least worst on it.
My therapist is going to have a field day with this game. Anyway.
So you're able to pirate the boat back through to the spot that you found. And as before, you're kind of going along the ocean, everything's blue, and it just seems like things are a little murky, like a double exposure of two different worlds blending. And all of a sudden you're in the dusk, where everything is just a little off, like colors are a little washed out, almost inverted, and it just, everything about it has an ethereal, dreamlike quality to it. You notice every once in a while just kind of flashes of Sharon, like not even looking like, faces of your family, just that skeletal face every once in a while, just kind of fading in and out on the horizon as you go through and eventually sort of make land. So you are able to successfully, it's more like running the boat aground. There really aren't a lot of dock spaces here in this part of the dusk.
It's not a marina.
There's not.
You know these horrible dreamlike entities didn't build like structures
Why
and
are we
shit?
meant to slip in the dusk? This is so inconvenient, guys. Where are we going to put this?
Sorry.
My
Go on,
timeshare
Mac.
is worthless.
You guys are the worst people ever.
We are.
I can't wait for you all to die.
Except for him, he's the least worst.
He's the least worst, but you're all terrible.
Yes.
Take that, Dad.
As the predecessor of this slot on this network would say, garbage people.
Mm-hmm.
We miss you, Sean.
And you were also a garbage person.
Yes,
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the garbage person in all of us.
Yes.
Someone inside me?
Not yet.
Thanks.
Oh, no! There was the puppeteer.
I should. But
Also shingles. You've already got shingles. So deal with that. Anyway, go on, Mac.
Yes.
Sorry.
So you guys, move through the dusk. There, you'll see things sort of on the periphery, but nothing's terribly interested in approaching, considering you have 2 level 7 phoenixes with you, one of which has their head basically on fire, and you are a beacon of just energy glowing. Want to give me that $1 for the unlocking the first tier, because the chat is failing me right now. So, see? Better person than you guys. He is
Least
the
worst.
second least worst, but he's just moved up to regular least worst.
yay!
You're kind of lagging behind everyone a little bit. And a figure sort of slides out of the darkness next to you. No one else notices. And it's Omen. And he leans in, and he has something to tell you. So,
La 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 la. If you like me,
I'm a
you
listener.
can let us
Stars-
dancing in the spring.
What are you watching on
Stars
TV,
swiveling
guys?
his ears, but he can't hear anything.
American Gods.
I sure do love American
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gods.
I think everyone
The second
knows.
last episode tomorrow night.
I haven't watched it,
Yeah.
but I sure do like it.
Let's get
I
you.
read the book.
I read the book, I
I've
like
only
it.
seen the
I
first
need to
episode.
reread the book. The show is great. It's gorgeous.
And back to
Brian-
plot.
Brian Fuller is going nuts.
and he just steps back in the darkness before anybody else notices.
Nobody saw this, right? Just
No,
yeah.
no. He's so. Thank you,
Strawberry,
Sir
thank you.
Strawberry, for the
Thank you,
sub.
Sir Strawberry.
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 And he
Delicious.
fades back into the dusk. No one has seen him come and approach you.
Then I kind of increase my pace and I flank Atmos. Not in a creepy way, but I come by your side, very determined.
Vigil.
Atmos.
I've heard mostly good things about you.
I have a way with people, and some people I don't have a way with. It's all right. Existence is kind of a weird thing, you know?
Yeah. And Atmos speeds up and walks next to Maria.
And Varia is actually ignoring all y'all motherfuckers. And
She's
it's
like,
very,
y'all are gross.
yeah, you're all gross.
You don't realize we're on a boat, right?
No,
No,
we're
on
you
land.
made land.
We made land?
Yeah, you kind of like run aground.
we're in Dusklandia.
Doros is still in the boat. Someone should go back
Hey,
and get
everybody.
Doros.
Where'd everybody go?
I'm still mad about the fact he stole a boat.
He's
Phoenix
just
nap, you
like,
wake up,
I'm gonna
everybody's
take
gone.
this back.
What the hell?
I'm gonna take this back. I know how to get back here
I'm
again.
staying with the boat in protest.
Gotta make sure we get it
I
back and get our
insist. I
deposit.
knew that guy's grandpa, and he was an asshole.
It's all right.
Okay, there, buddy.
Good. God,
Exhausted.
you
It's been a
guys.
hell of a week.
Yes, it has.
Oh, I forgot to write down something for myself. So Vari is very focused. It's obvious she's looking for something, and she kind of, is poking around, looking in here and there, and you can't really see what she's looking at or for. It's like she's following something that's beyond anything that any of you can actually perceive as you go. And eventually,
Atmos knows what she's looking for.
well, except for Atmos.
Atmos remembers.
Uh-huh.
Atmos remembers. And eventually, she stops in front of absolutely nothing. And goes, "We found it.
Where?
It's right here. This is going to be hard to explain.
What's here?
All of the crucibles are here. Okay, I'm going to explain it as best I can, considering Ink isn't here to break it down in excruciating detail. Believe me, he would.
I don't think we'd want him to.
That's why I'm going to explain it to you, and not excruciating detail. The Crucibles and the Dusk exist as one thing. They are two dimensions that are layered together. You have to be able to step through into the Crucibles. They are all here. When you die, this is where you come. And they are basically, it's like a mirror. It's like being able to step through the glass into the other side of it. You're all going to have to trust me and do exactly what I do. Understood?
Understood.
Yes, ma'am.
And she steps forward and it's like she steps slightly to the left side, but in doing so, she's just completely disappeared into nothing before you.
That's
All right.
Shit.
unusual.
So yeah, Vigil steps up to the plate, as it were, and tries to do what she did.
Okay.
Thank you, it's Catalyst.
Fitzcatlist.
Thank you, Fitzcat. Let's take Fitzcarraldo.
Okay. So
Very different movie.
you have successfully also stepped in. And what you're seeing, along with Varia, is it's like a library, and it is absolutely cavernously vast. I mean, there's books upon books along the walls. There's stacks and stacks of books everywhere. There's paper. It's almost like it's snowing pieces of paper too, where they're just kind of like drifting from the ceiling
Nice
and just
touch.
kind of they sort of just like fade out of existence before they hit the ground. There's like a stack of DVDs in the corner. Well, here's the beautiful thing about Ink's Crucible is Ink's Crucible has the entirety and totality of all knowledge and anything recorded across any dimension and any time. So he actually has access to things that would be from our current world that, because it all crosses over, he has everything exists there.
He's got a beta player in there?
He does.
does.
He's got a Laserdisc player.
Yeah.
Laser disc.
Son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I picture
I'll
Vigil
get
picking up a
You make me
DVD of
feel
Chicago
like
Hope Season
dancing.
1 or something. Just like,
Dancing.
such wonders to behold.
Don't get caught up in it.
Oh, if only I didn't go evil. Okay, so I'm gonna try sidestepping as well.
Okay. And you step in and see the same room that they all see.
Holy smokes.
It just goes on forever.
No two crucibles are the same.
Yeah. Mine's really
And
boring
I would
compared to
not
this.
expect for us and our presence to be unnoticed for long.
You're probably right. I hope the rest of the team can get through without any problems.
Meanwhile,
His Doros caught up.
Yeah, and Amos has already stepped in
Clop,
too.
clop,
Like
clop,
he
clop,
looks
clop,
at you guys and steps in because he's done this before.
Yeah. it's over.
And he actually has been to Ink's Crucible before as well.
Alright, gonna step in.
Okay.
whoop.
As,
Why are you doing that?
as he steps in, you feel a dagger driven into your side with an attack of 12.
Whoa! Jeebus!
Damn.
Big hit.
Uh,
What's your defense there, big cat?
Seriously, chat, they're gonna need your help.
oh boy.
You have a redraw, and it's also table redraws.
I'm
Feel
gonna
free to
redraw.
Oh,
borrow
actually,
those.
hey, draw a card too.
Oh, thank you. Oh boy.
Can I have one of the Sharpies from down there too as well?
Absolutely not.
I don't know. Can you?
If you don't want environmental objects, that's cool with me.
No.
I don't give a
What
shit.
color would you like?
I would
Motion
love
Mac?
environmental objects. I'd love not to die in the
Whatever
first
color
fucking
is fine.
minute.
Actual?
But then you'll be in spectator mode, and that's always kind of fun,
The
right?
I
beautiful
don't go in
thing
spectator mode. I'm
is-
just gonna fucking die.
Ink's Crucible's got a lot of weird shit in
Oh boy.
There's a section of those library or that library you really don't want to go to.
There's like the behind the
restricted
curtain
section.
area where you're like, why is that? That doesn't make any sense.
The adult bookstore.
Yeah.
Invisible poisonous gas.
All right. We're looking at a defense of. We're looking at 6 total.
Well, what does Dawn's blessing do there? Are you just using that as just a 1? Or?
I'm doing as a 1, but when you use this card in a spread, draw 1 card.
Okay.
What's the flavor text on it, though? Can you apply it? Because I want to remind you guys, again, and this is really important right now,
just
that
no.
anything that has flavor text on it, if you can explain to me why it is applicable in that situation, I can determine if it gives you an additional bonus.
All right.
Basically,
so,
Erie just about broke the system last time doing that.
Okay, so Dawn's blessing. I actually, despite being a rank 5 mechanically, I do have a rank 7 power.
That is correct.
I'm a rank 7 devoted, effectively.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, because you had a devoted death last time.
Yes,
and
I did.
While you did give up 2 of your regenerations, something about the Dawn energy understood that while you should come back 2 more times, that you weren't going to. So it kind of jump-started the process, and you were granted one ability that was beyond the rank that you should have right now.
right. So I think that's... Also, I have... Leviathan knows stuff about this wing that the wing doesn't know about. So that should also kind of come into play, maybe. So
Okay.
with that, 9, possibly?
Well, what did you have? You had 6?
I had 6 originally.
Okay.
No, I had 5, sorry. These don't get you any bonuses, do they? Nope. Yeah, I had 5.
So, take a...
Do you have another grace card or no? Because you can play cards in addition. Your talent
Yeah,
doesn't
you
count.
can
Oh.
throw an additional card in there.
Yeah.
8.
Like, I'm doing this right now for you guys for
That's
your
fine.
benefit to remind you, but
No, no.
going forward, this is deadly. Then you are okay.
Oh.
But a phoenix has stepped out of the shadows next to you that you do not recognize, but that Varia and Atmos recognize as Fade. So Fade was a shrouded phoenix who got into some serious shit and actually
No, but she erased me from time.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's right.
she actually joined Omen originally and has since joined Ink's ranks by way of wanting to kill all the phoenixes. So
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Stabbing's a good time
here,
for a
I'm
pee break.
actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to write down some environmental objects. So if you guys want to talk about Winona Earp until he gets back, and then we are in combat.
Oh!
Sound?
That's nothing. Sound's not working, so I'm doing it on my phone.
Oh, that was so disappointing. I started salivating.
But good Pavlovian response.
There you go.
Or don't talk about it. That's cool.
That's I told you everything that I know
This is
about.
great,
Yeah.
great TV, guys.
Cool.
No, I tried watching the first episode of that show, and I made it like 15 minutes in the first episode before my eyes started to bleed. Like, it's poorly shot. The writing is terrible.
It's a Canadian co-production with Sci-Fi and some channel up in Canada.
They might just need more time to breathe.
I think they just had their season 2 premiere.
Okay,
So it
because I
made it.
really liked Lost Girl. That's really schlocky, but it had a sense of humor about itself from the start. And I'm not sure, so the opening scene of Winona Earp is she's on a bus in the Midwest, and there's kind of like a normal woman there, and they're chatting about the bathroom for whatever reason. And the bus stops, and there's somebody in the bathroom, and the girl's like, oh, I'm going to go outside. And Winona Earp is like, no, it's dark out. You shouldn't go outside. It's dangerous. And she goes, I knew I would like you. You're smart. And that's like their whole conversation.
Okay.
And then the girl gets up to use the bathroom outside, and inevitably gets caught by a vampire for no reason. And Winona Earp goes to fight the vampire, and it's like shaky cam shots with bad special effects, like Adobe After Effects kind of level of.
Yeah,
Special
I'm
effects,
good without
it's-
ever seeing that with my eyeballs.
Yeah, it was really. I gave it a shot because somebody was like, "Oh yeah, Winona Earp, the descendant of Wyatt Earp and fights monsters." I was like, "Oh, that sounds campy and fun. I'm into that kind of Midwestern, like Americana BS when it comes to supernatural monster hunting." In fact, I like much of the show Supernatural, and I watched the first 15 minutes of the show and I had to stop because it was just brutal.
It was introduced on a thread about people's favorite lesbian characters on television, and one of the, I guess, main characters is lesbian, and then
Thanks to follow does.
oh yeah, and it also has a female showrunner, which is interesting to me. So
Nice.
I'll give it a shot.
Speaking of women making awesome shit, have you guys seen Wonder Woman yet?
No,
No
yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah,
But-
No, I have not.
Wonder
Me
Woman
too.
was
Really good.
yes.
it's good stuff.
It was
Heard
yes.
only the best about that movie.
Yeah, no, it was. I had moments watching it because I grew up loving superheroes and everything in that genre. So getting to feel like there was some equal representation in that way, and I mean, it was just so refreshing. Like I remember, I loved Star Wars and like Princess Leia was my jam, but she still has her moments where she goes between being the damsel and the heroine, which is, she's still an amazing character, but there were moments when I was watching Wonder Woman where I was just like, oh my, I didn't know that that I needed this that badly. Like, I always knew I wanted more, but I don't think I realized that moment, like, just how much it was differentiated from the other, like, strong female characters that I did have in my childhood. It was like, yes, this is what I want, and there wasn't the weirdness. There was no shots of like weird male gaze kind of stuff. It was just, it was wonderful. And some people, I don't think there's anything wrong with like sexy female characters and all of that kind of stuff. I like looking at the ladies too, being very honest. But it felt really different than any other superhero movie that I've seen before.
So it's true. To have many strong, smart, beautiful women who weren't being sexualized. It seems like that's kind of a magical thing, unfortunately, in this day and age.
It really doesn't happen, and there are moments in other movies where you get that, but I mean, it really does matter, and it matters, for the kid on the playground that's playing with the boys that go, well, you have to be the one we're going to save, or this is the one character that you can be. Like the fact that there are girls growing up in a time right now where there's Lady Ghostbusters, and there's Wonder Woman, and there's female Jedi, and like all of these things that we didn't really have before, because it is important. Like people go, whatever, it's not a big deal. Like think back to when you were on the fucking playground and how much it did matter that you had those characters that you could imagine that you were.
The people who say it's not a big deal see themselves on screen every day.
I felt the same way watching the Black Panther trailer last night.
Oh yeah.
Like there was a point there where I'm like,
Well, that got added.
I haven't
late.
seen a white person on screen in a longest time, and that's kind of amazing. If only Iron Fist were like that, or any superhero film for Asians.
Yeah, it's.
Maybe they'll make a Namor film.
Yeah. Well, and then just also having.
Thanks, Anonymous.
Thanks,
Also, what a
Anonymous.
weird sting to your comment.
You've gotten nailed the box,
Right.
Anonymous.
Yeah, and it's
Thanks for the
just.
follows, gents. Or ladies.
Um,
Humans.
Yeah. Thanks
You got another
for the fact also on Wonder Woman. Not only was it a female superhero lead, it was directed by a woman.
Yeah,
Yep.
So that's
absolutely.
more proof of like all these people have been like, yeah, female superhero movies don't work and lady directing movies don't work. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, that's.
There
that's
is the
dumb.
proof
To say
that that
both
is
of those
so
things is
stupid to
very
say.
Truth.
So anyway, speaking of dumb, you guys are in Ink's Crucible and are going to be fighting some
It's
things.
not
Wait,
dumb.
who's dumb?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm done?
What?
You're dumb.
Why?
Nope, everybody's dumb.
Ink's not dumb. My ship is dumb.
Wow.
No, it's this
The
is
shit
a
you
this is
stole?
a bad place for you guys
No,
to
no,
be.
no, Vink.
Hey.
But I am going to give you some environmental objects now. So thanks to True Mate, we have a scuba tank! Exclamation mark. I didn't put the exclamation mark, but you can
What?
just take that for what it is.
Okay.
There is a VHS playing TV running an image of a well in the distance. Spoopy.
Ooh, nice.
Oh god, don't look at that for too long, guys.
Thanks to Trona, we have 3 new paintings.
Oh
One is
God.
Scaria fan art with Scar in his most current form.
Okay.
Fan art of the entire wing except Scar and Vigil. Very explicit, apparently bordering on
dimensions.
pornographic.
Oh
Ooh, I
my.
ship it.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
like, I imagine, like, I don't know if Ink's been making these. That's really
Yes.
upsetting if Ink is the one painting them.
I think canonically that's how this has to work.
So that might be what it is. Maybe all those weird paintings you guys have found have actually been Ink because he's emotionally
Did Ink catch
scarred.
my shipping?
Ink
Or
is
Ink
way
has
in touch with his
access to
sexuality. It's
DeviantArt.
okay, yeah.
Okay, and then also a
course he
painting
does.
that is Vigil as a lonely male equivalent of a cat lady.
Accurate.
In addition to that,
That's
I'm
not
giving you
nice.
guys books, shadows, a Betamax, desks, quills, a fireplace, decanters, and stairs.
Hey, everybody draw a card. I need these sparks.
Hooray.
Alright.
Nope, that's a card down.
So, where we were before many other discussions happened, you had just been stabbed in the side by Faye.
Unsuccessfully.
It still didn't feel good. She didn't quite get between the scales far enough to really do the full damage.
I'm going to stab you now.
But she's got just this, it's not even a grin and it's not quite a grimace. It's just this weird kind of pulled back, just toothy expression of like, that may not have worked, but you know, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. So I'm going to give you guys the torch.
All right, I'm taking it.
Go for it.
Thank you. All right. So, I'm going to be using my fire shape. Oh, first, I'm going to be using my bitter thing,
Okay.
blood binding.
Okay.
I am now bloodbound to what's her name? Shadow.
Fade.
Fade. Thank you.
Okay, so would you remind everyone what that does?
Blood binding. At the start of combat, you can burn 1 spark to forge a bond onto a visible enemy. Until the end of the scene, whenever you are injured, the marked foe suffers 2 points of brutal damage for each wound that I take.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
That's sexa.
Okay, so first, call lightning. I'm ignoring their defense.
Okay.
We're gonna make
Which
that.
is good for you.
Yes.
You need that.
Ignoring their defense. We are at 6. I'm gonna spend another
Niglum!
spending another spark because that's what I can do with fire shaping.
Okay.
1 spark per card. We're also going to use incinerate, so I can spend half my rank rounded up to add
In sparks or?
in sparks to add 3 to my attack.
Okay.
So
So what's
that's
your
a
total?
9. 9, 10, 15, 16, and I ignore defense.
Okay. So
That's pretty tasty.
yeah, that definitely did not feel awesome, and she is very mad at you guys right now.
I pick her up by the head, and actually I pick her up by the neck, breathe fire on her, and drop her.
Okay. And whereas like she'd had her hair down before and
Atmos
kind of
is
looked
like-
like one person, she straightens back out and pulls her hair back and
What's
like
left of
looks
it?
like a completely different person. No, she is a very high level phoenix. So like shit is happening.
You still need this?
This thing is like freaking out. No, I don't, but
Do you
this is spazzing out.
Scuba tank.
No, not yet. We'll get to that, though. Can one of us go?
Yes.
Cool. So kind of realizing that we need to up the ante really quick, I get the decanters and I start just tossing them all over the printed matter.
You dick.
Boy, that's...
I love it.
So you're ruining all of his books.
Yes, I'm eventually... Well, you'll see what I'm going to do. But yes,
Okay.
for the moment, I'm just like, Ink, we're here! We're poor guests! I don't know. How do we get his attention? I don't know.
You're actually trying to call his attention. Okay.
That's a bad idea.
Aren't they just mostly filled with water?
Well, you probably don't here.
Decanters?
No, the cans
No,
I was
like
thinking them as
alcohol
booze, yeah.
decanter.
Yeah.
Not a pitcher, a decanter. Decanters
Very
usually have like
Buchanan's
a top
Yeah.
on a topper on them.
They're
so
all
you
port
can keep,
wine.
Like, all of your
Really shitty port wine, because
Ew.
that's what ink drinks.
probably
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. It's like I drink it for the taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like alcohol decanters.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to do a thing?
Yeah, I want to flip my Talon. So see, what am I gonna do?
Uh-oh.
Just because it's funny, mostly. I see Fade stab Levi in his counterattack,
Which was pretty awesome.
which is pretty rad.
Thank you.
And I grab the scuba tank and just
Thank you, Razor Hoof.
Razor hoof.
So 62. Yeah, yeah.
oh, I have hoops too.
You
Yes.
lose.
Do you have 762 of them?
Hoof Bros.
No, I only have 2 hoops.
Needs more hoofs.
And
bump.
I got a fever, and the only thing that can cure it is more hooves.
Clap, clap.
Hoof-hearted.
Razor hoof is actually kind of a great band name. Thank you for that.
having seen
My
that
Little Pony theme
basically
death metal
Vigil
band.
is about to light us all on fire, I've decided that this is probably a good time to go all in on whatever fight is going to ensue here.
Sure.
And so I play Never Gives Up, which allows me to draw an extra card. And that it takes a lot to bring me down, which will matter
Sure.
later. So that's 10 and 13 because I hit her with the scuba tank. It's for a melee attack.
Okay. She definitely doesn't like that, but shakes it off. All right. You want to go?
Well,
No, well, we all
Yes, I
get to
do.
hit her once. Or throw alcohol on books once. You're not going to recover the paintings?
What? Well, nobody's going for the paintings.
You found the source of the paintings.
The wellspring of all fan art.
Actually, if I can retcon for just a second, Vigil was going to rescue the paintings, and then he saw the one of himself as an old cat lady, and he said, "No, fuck this particular thing," and that's why he started throwing the paintings.
Alright, nice. I like that.
Yeah, I'm picking up the television and dropping it on her head. You know,
Okay.
a screen first.
This is
Like you
the
do.
most, this is an oddly Scooby-Doo fight scene.
Yep.
I don't remember
And,
Scooby Doo doing this much like brutal
honestly,
pain.
I would
Like
expect
Home
nothing
Alone.
less from anything happening in Ink's Crucible, though.
It's more like I was thinking it was more like
What you got?
pro wrestling.
15, and everybody
Backyard
draw
brawl.
a card.
Thank you. So for me.
Okay. 15 is not enough.
What?
She disappears.
Oh wait, I get
Crap.
Oh, jazz.
I thought you only did 13.
It doesn't mean that it hasn't. You guys presume that all of the health levels are the same.
Dang nabbit.
That's a very good point.
I didn't. Yeah.
She disappears, leaving you guys alone.
Bitch.
Well, that's not good.
Let's
No.
light this place up.
What are Atmos and
Oh
Barry doing?
wait,
They're
we're
hanging
gonna light
back.
it up.
Okay. So you guys are actually out of combat right now.
No.
Nope.
So, but please continue. So she tried to attack you guys, disappeared.
We're out of combat. Can I draw up to a full hand? Cool.
Actually, I'm gonna grab like a log from the fireplace and then
So
just
combat has
start.
ended?
So you
Or
go.
she's gone now?
She left. No one to fight.
Chill out. Nope. Bend down. So, you go to grab a log from the fire, and everything tilts sideways, and you guys go sliding across the ground.
No shit. Sorry, that's not very good. Oh shit.
Books.
And the room,
This is really bad for you. Actually, this is really good for you.
if,
I mean, I have very little
Guys.
traction.
guys,
No.
please, things are happening that are important, or I'll just let you all die now. The room tilts sideways and everything goes sliding to one side. And the room starts Rubik's cubing. So all of a sudden, bits and pieces of the room start breaking apart and shifting until it's basically the equivalent of an Escher painting. And up from way up high, as the room is still kind of reshifting and reforming, walking down from one of the doorsteps, upside down, but his cloak is not hanging like it's defying physics, is Ink. I just decided that's now you can be Ink.
That's right. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting guests, and you certainly haven't been very nice to my companion either. May I ask what you're doing here?
Bitch stabbed me.
Well, arguably it was deserved.
Arguably, we came in to say hi. We haven't met. Scar.
Ink.
I'm like lying down on the floor.
Charmed, I'm sure. And then he clocks Atmos and Varia. I can't say I'm surprised to see either of you, but you can't possibly expect to come out of this on top, do you?
Really, Ink?
Really. I can cite numerous precedents for why you won't succeed, and I know you love it when I talk.
I don't know what made you this way, but this is not who you were, and not who you should be, and you know it.
You'll never understand what I'm trying to accomplish. And I don't mean you all, I mean, Varia, you will never understand what I'm trying to accomplish.
Maybe more than you actually realize. And maybe that's the problem.
It's good to see you. I'm just sad this is going to be the last time.
You never were good at lying.
I've gotten better.
And the room continues to shift around you guys and starts to separate Atmos and Varia from your group. So like, they're on a set of stairs that start to go like
Marshall
click,
Varia!
click, click. And Atmos throws the harness that he's been carrying in an arc as they finally disappear and it drops to the floor right at your feet.
I don't want to be responsible for that.
Look,
Leave it to me.
Kind of have
No.
to be.
No. I need to take this.
Vigil, I don't.
I need to take this, okay? Look,
Calm down.
I understand that there are certain things that I can't do for the wing, but I can protect you all. And this might be the most important thing that I do, okay? Just let me carry this. Now
Okay.
look, there's got to be some sort of center to Ink's power here, right? Right?
Maybe.
Like a base. I don't know. Well, let's try and find
When's
it.
the last time you entered somebody else's crucible? We know nothing about what's happening right now.
All right.
Isn't the stylus attached to a book? Is there
Yeah.
a book with a stylus missing here?
The book is still attached. So what Atmos did, as I noted before, is the book piece that was attached. So there's a book with a chain and the stylus. The book has been fused to the front of this holding device with the chain hanging down with the stylus at the bottom of it.
Gotcha.
So it's there. And the book, it's interesting. Were you in your crucible when you were in Scar's crucible? He was writing in Ink's book, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, if you guys wanted to, I mean, you could open up that front cover of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And the first half of it is what Ink wrote, but it's indecipherable. Like it looks like it is a mishmash of dialects and writing styles and just so much in there that unless you had somebody that was an expert linguist that could also understand across dimensions, you're not going to be able to decipher it, followed by all the things that Scar has written down in it.
He'll want this back, you realize.
Of course you will.
Oh, he'll get it back. That's the plan, isn't it?
Sure, but I'm wondering if we can't use it to somehow lure him out.
Ugh.
Look, I don't like it either, but this is what we're here to do. And if it's just us against Ink, well, that's what it's going to have to be. We can't count on fighting Atmos and Varia. And who knows where the phoenix that stabbed you got to? Who knows if there's more? Look,
Got a point.
Leviathan.
How do we stop him and slow him down long enough that we can restrain him? I don't We don't have a plan here. Our plan was the two phoenixes we were with.
And we're on his turf. You can I get the feeling I motion to the upside down staircases and the doors that go nowhere.
Which are mostly subtle, but every once in a while, like one section will.
Will you stop that?
No.
Now they're just being rude. Look, I think he can control his crucible. I don't know how the hell that works, but hey, dude broke the rules anyway. What am I to say? What do I know?
Do either of you know any charms for calling?
Buddy, I'm good at burning things, so I don't really know what you want
I
from
mean,
me.
you got the arcane in there.
I've got spirits.
Yes, you do.
All right.
I think that's
Got
Hey,
fair.
we're
spirits.
still
How
surrounded
about
by
you?
his books. I say we light his books on fire.
That's what I was going to do.
We can still light his books on fire.
Let's light them up.
If you wrote,
All right.
if you write a calling charm in the book with his stylus,
Oh,
you think that might draw?
that's a
him?
good idea.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I'd
here's
like
the
to
thing.
make a
Here's the thing
arcane
about a
spread.
calling charm. You're going to have a very, very good reason why your character would know this.
Good call.
I mean, this is not going to be easy, and given what I know about your character, this is
Leviathan's
not.
not really one
He
for the
he
arcane.
is not he has I feel like your knowledge of the arcane is in a more innate way than it is an actual book learning.
Oh yeah. That's completely fucking.
I have an idea.
Got those arcane street smarts.
Yep. Gonna teach that.
Some
Arcane
street
school.
magic. Freaking
Fuck you, Harry Potter.
David Blaine up in this piece.
Damn prep
Fuck.
school wizards.
More like Piff the Magic
I'll let
Dragon about it.
I'll let Steven finish, and then I have an idea.
Oh no, I was done.
Okay.
Like we
Yeah,
established.
I mean,
my arcane check would have to be insane for me to be able to pull that off.
Okay.
It would be like you read it in a book in childhood once, like a bajillion years. Like the idea of Leviathan knowing a calling charm is very
It's laughable.
slim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However-
thank you, Navareth. For
Never
the follow.
have.
Never.
Never.
As a folk dancing troupe, we certainly picked up a lot of different regional sorts of dances. Some of them based in rituals and traditions that go back a long way, and many of them are for things like calling the rain or
Do you
summoning
have calling
spirits and
the
whatnot.
crazy phoenix that wants to murder you all?
I mean, I'm sure we could
Call enemy?
adapt something.
They're breakdance fighting.
You guys are going to have a very hard time with Ink, considering he is beyond level 7. So as far as you guys are aware, level 7 is where things end. And the Phoenix's flame it doesn't die, but it leaves them and it goes and resurrects somebody else who takes it over. Ink has broken that. And you don't know how many times beyond that he's broken that. So he could have come back in 8th level. He could have been toasted several more times. He could be back at technically what would be a level 10. He is beyond anything that you understand about how phoenixes work. So it's not going to be like we called him up on the cell phone and said, hey, would you like to come fight with us?
Send him a little email.
Like
and
it's
just
it's
hey,
gonna
we're
have to
here.
be
Send
something
him the Facebook
beyond.
invite.
And
He'll just
Ink
hit maybe.
is going to come at you guys when he wants to come at you guys.
So I have a proposition, if I may. Remember when I tried to do the one-man seance to find Spectre in her
Yes.
crucible, and the spirit that she had lurking there,
The Atavi Wolf Spirit.
the
yes.
Atavi Wolf Spirit, who basically has a mat-on for ink? I
Yeah,
felt like she did. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was not happy about it.
Yeah. I would like
He may have
to
corrupted her a little bit.
see if there's some way perhaps I can call on the Atavi Wolf Spirit in this moment to help us find ink.
Okay, so it's in a completely different crucible right now,
Mm-hmm.
which you have no
I'm
idea.
gonna try something.
You have no idea spatially how far away it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to blow this out of the fucking ballpark to bring a spirit from an entirely different crucible into this one.
Okay. Appreciated.
Because basically, to pull it into hers, she burned out. It was the dawn energy hauling it into the crucible with her.
Okay.
And if somebody else has anything they can do to help him, that is probably really good. And I don't just mean adding cards. Remember, you guys have abilities that can play on top of each other's abilities. So if you can stack stuff, you're going to have a much
What are you attempting to do, Vigil?
better time of it.
Just make a hell of a spirit spread.
I can throw in death there, which seems fairly appropriate.
I could use Arcane.
I would say Arcane, yes.
I also would like to. Would it be more useful for me to just pull a really high spread, or just give him a boost?
Well, you guys can work together towards it, so you can, like, essentially channel some of your power into him to help boost his spread.
Well, here, I'll do it in character. Listen, there's an Atavi wolf spirit attending Spectre in her crucible. I don't know where it is from here, but the fact that we're in the dusk leads me to believe that there's got to be a way that she can help us in this case. She wants to help us. Look, this is going to be weird, but take my hands, let's channel our energies and see if we can't bring her here. Does that sound okay?
Sounds fine to me, Ken.
All right, so I can do...
And I literally have a dance for summoning wolf spirits. So.
And
Okay.
I'll give you a small dance bonus if you would like to give me a little dance right here in character
Okay, so I can do
to
15.
summon a wolf spirit.
15 for a spirit spread.
Okay. You're going to need more than 15.
So I'm doing an Arcane spread.
Hold on, can we appreciate the majesty of this wolf calling spread?
Can we get a close up on this?
Somebody gift that.
Yeah, I'm going to give you all some bonus for
I'm
that.
so happy I'm here for this.
Okay.
All right, so now I haven't seen this exact thing before, but I did help some shamans summon a shark spirit back when I was alive and lived off the coast. So might not be
And
the
also your positive flare does summon a spectral animal.
and it does that too. So I have kind of seen this before.
So what has seen this before do?
If I discard it, you get a +3, but I'm using it in the spread, so it's a 5 on top of my arcane, which makes it a 10.
Okay.
We're
We're at 25 right now.
Yes, we're gonna go ahead and make that a 29.
Okay.
And I could apply Mysterious because I was part of a very old world that no longer exists. However, that feels a little iffy to me, so I'm gonna let that fall in your lap.
Yeah,
It
I
can
think
be a
you're
1
already,
or a
I think
5.
you're already getting some stuff because you have
And this is a 1.
your ability to call spectre animals when your positive flare is active.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, chat, all of those flares except for Candle in the Wind, which you could double up on, have not been claimed yet.
Do it, please, pretty please.
So that puts us at, between you guys, what, 30?
If you're counting that as a 5, then let's see, 5, 10, 14, 19. 19 plus whatever you had.
19 plus
15.
15.
I got a heroic for 3.
Okay.
Plus the dance.
Yes. So where are you guys at right now?
Well, how much did the dance add?
Thanks to the
Hey,
phone,
Deathly.
Definitely.
Yeah. 37 plus
Okay.
whatever.
I'm going to say you're at 40,
Okay.
which is, this is epic levels of ability at this point. You guys are essentially channeling something that really should be done by Phoenix's levels beyond. Because of where you're at in this kind of weird middle ground, not coming back as well, that helps pull it.
And then I
And
feel
you,
like
you hear a voice resonating like it's inside of your own skull.
okay.
Spectre isn't here. What do you want?
We don't need Spectre. We need you.
To what point and purpose?
We've come to the end of our path, but we need to track our foe to the end of its path. Can you help us with that?
It is difficult to say. I am trapped in this place that belongs to the one you call Spectre. But perhaps, yes, there's a connection there. There's a connection between you and her. Why do you need me?
Because we are going to defeat the foe that will end us all if we don't. And I don't just mean the Phoenixes. It will end us all.
The one that bound you.
You found him?
Yes, we are in his house.
I'm not sure that in this entirety of my form that I can move between your crucibles in this manner. However, if something were to provide a host for me to move across into, then perhaps I could find a connection and a way to move between, if you'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Are we getting the whole conversation or just half?
It's echoing inside of his head. You guys are helping channel, and you're maybe hearing, like, you're not hearing the words, but you're hearing, like, sort of this sort of, like, whispering sound that has the cadence of something talking, but is not fully formed words. Wolfman Dave, who could he possibly be?
Wolfman!
What is W0LF?
Are you going to help him all out?
Roll the tape.
Oh, holy.
That's so many
Jeebus, dude.
Hold on.
You
So
sweetheart.
in total.
Orb.
Cool.
You sweetheart, you.
So, as you are channeling this wolf spirit, another sympathetic wolf spirit seems to just sort of fade into existence in Ink's Crucible and bestows blessings upon you in the form of redraws that
And
you
a
guys
howl.
desperately
We also get a
need.
Werewolf
Fuck yeah.
Phoenix.
Yes, werewolves of Phoenix. Okay, so here's what is going to happen. You are going to pull this spirit the same way that Spectre is sort of fused with it, but in a bigger way.
Okay.
So you're inviting basically the spirit into... It's going to be like an attending spirit for you.
Okay.
It's basically being absorbed into your being. What this means, though, the same way that I needed with her, one of your skill specialties needs to be completely knocked out to make room for animalism.
Healing.
Whoa.
That seems unwise.
Okay. So...
Like we need diplomacy right now? Come on, man!
Okay. Thank you. I'll do that in a bit.
Just means I can't make healing spreads. Doesn't mean I still can't take your wounds, though. Come on, it's dramatic. This is my last game. I'm just going all in.
Okay.
That's fair.
Balls deep, if you will.
Whoa.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
no.
Oof,
So
that's not.
basically, you feel that some of your energy that goes towards your ability to heal, like, dies. That ability that you had just isn't there anymore, and it's filled with this other spirit that is essentially riding shotgun in your head. So, yep.
You okay there, Vigil?
Fine.
Alright.
The guiding energies, though, of this wolf spirit, thanks to Dave, who put us over the limit for another tier. Remember, there's more tiers to unlock, guys. Basically, becomes a beacon for this other phoenix that had joined Ink's Crusade for a while and has realized the error of his ways, and she wants to help. And another phoenix steps into the room with you, who is a bit Ent-like at this point, and is Braid, the NPC phoenix
Oh.
from last season. So Braid is here, so you guys have an additional NPC phoenix with you. And Braid doesn't really talk. It's kind of got an Ent thing going on, but is an elemental that has sort of a nature look and more sounds and creaks and without quite the articulation of Groot.
Yeah, so I turn around, the thought coil is kind of flaring at this point. Friend or foe?
Friend.
And it just looks at you. You know, you understand innately. And like a flower like blossoms right here. Hey, Dragon Jealous. Okay, I'm going to take a quick restroom break.
Okay.
And then we are going to move forward to next steps.
again as well. I'm sorry.
Good heavens.
Yes. I broke the seal, as they
Talk amongst
say.
yourselves.
Just opportunity
Come
to
on, tell us something
fire some
interesting.
nicotine into my face.
Really? Smoke break?
I shall return.
So, Steven,
So,
how's things
Robert.
been?
How you been?
Doing good. Good, thanks.
Thanks.
Where'd you get the Kirigumi?
There's this little stop in... Oh, Wolfman! How you doing, good
Yay.
sir?
Where'd you get your Kirigumi? Is that...
Mic up, damn
what
it. There's this little
Until the
shop-
handle breaks off and you have to find a doctor to pull it out again.
Oof.
The worst.
That's the worst. There's this. It's called like little. It's called like Happy Japan or something. It's off Santa Monica in West Hollywood.
Okay.
Oh, Jersey Driver. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jersey
oh
Driver.
my. Ooh.
For $10.
Good times.
Hot
I'm
dog.
actually going to go see what that is.
Yeah, do your job. You get paid
All right.
now.
Show's over.
There's a place on Melrose. I forget what it's called. They're going to have a. When we went to Japan,
Yeah.
one of the main things we wanted to do was go to the Studio Ghibli Museum.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Have you seen it or
Yeah.
been in it?
Yeah.
God damn it. We tried to get tickets like 2 months in advance and missed the window, and everything's completely sold out because it's I don't know. I want to say that Studio Ghibli is about as big as Disney in Japan.
That's a
They
safe thing
did
to say.
compare it a lot. Yeah.
That's safe to
Yeah.
say. See, okay, the only reason I got to go was I went in 2007, basically right after those hurricanes.
Ah.
So it was like no one was there, and it was really, really, really humid. I want to go back. I loved Japan. Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's
definitely.
amazing, amazing country.
Yeah. In here though on Melrose, there's a little shop that is going to have like a Studio Ghibli exhibit or something like that.
Oh, fun.
Was it Gallery 88?
No, it's like a little Sanrio shop that I'm not that big a fan of. The store's not that great, but I whatever this thing is.
Is it the one your groundlings?
Kind of, yeah.
That's
Kind
okay. I thought it was on Santa Monica. No, that's where I got this.
Oh, okay.
That
okay.
store where it's not a whole lot, but it's mostly just kind of like cute Japanese
Yeah.
tchotchkes.
Yeah. Hope. I think it's going to be like way too busy to go.
no.
So
They did a Pokemon show
just
like
wanted to-
last
Thank you.
year that I
appreciate it.
desperately wanted to go to, and I drove up and I just saw it. And I was like,
Yep. Turn around, go home.
Nope.
Yep.
nope, I'm going to the taco place.
Yeah, there's a place called the Perky Nerd in Burbank.
Yeah, I go there all the time.
Oh, I love that store. We went to the.
I had my birthday. Do you go Geeky Teas?
I've only been there once.
Yay!
I had my birthday
Donna,
there.
Donna runs that shop, and Donna is the absolute best.
Donna's lovely,
Yeah.
and it was a fun birthday there. So
Very nice.
Yeah, I wish I could have come, but unfortunately, I was playing in Vampire the Masquerade with the Happy Jacks crew.
yeah,
It was our season premiere, actually,
Oh,
for
okay.
that game coming back.
yeah.
So that was fun. But yeah, Donna is absolutely lovely. I've known her when they were steampunk over in Burbank.
Wait,
Is that-
that
They
was
were
that?
steampunk. They were, huh?
That was that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was on my list of things. When I first moved out here, I had like a list of things I wanted to see, and
Yep.
Steampunk was already closed. So
Mm-hmm.
That was a place that I'd wanted to go, and then it closed, and I saw they moved, and
They rebranded and.
It's
Yeah.
like they're still around though, right? Like in
Kinda.
like the kind of deepish valley.
well, no, they're closer now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Geeky
actually
Teas.
off of like Magnolia.
No,
in
Geeky
Burbank.
Teas. I understand.
Geeky Teas, that's what they are now.
Yeah, they used to be.
So they moved locations and changed names actually, because
Copy.
they opened up the focus a little bit more broad from being just steampunk, which is actually how I met Brian Kessinger, and that's why I ended up modeling as Victoria for the first time.
fun.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't before, look up Brian Kessinger. He does the most amazing artwork, and he has these characters, Otto and Victoria. And Victoria is a green-haired Victorian girl with her pet octopus.
It's
Named
how,
Otto.
How to Walk Your Octopus, or what's the name of the series?
Yeah, there's a Walking with Your Octopus,
Walking
and
with
there's
Your
been a
Octopus.
few other ones as well.
Dig it.
So Joshua went to go get a smoke on. So
He needs to come back.
yes,
Yeah.
Get
Give
back.
me a water.
I'm going
Yes.
to yell at him.
Get
should.
back.
The,
to where
technology.
You want to
Thanks, buddy.
belong. Get back, Joshua.
Anybody want a Capri Sun while I'm here? 'Cause apparently we have Capri Suns. I'm having a root beer. A&W.
Mmm.
It stands for hamburgers and whoopie.
I don't
Yes, David.
understand
Yes, it does.
what the other one.
I was hoping you would make sense of that. I'll ask
Please
I'll
get
ask
some
for
clarification, because I'm not sure what that is.
Uh-oh. Is it butt stuff?
Unless that was just like a,
That's
go
a-
do
that's
do
a
that.
A heave ho.
Oh, okay. I think I understand what the intention of that is.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Thank you for coming back.
I love that shirt, Josh.
You can thank the Jersey driver. Full Gore is activated.
Woo!
Nice.
What happens to me
Even
now?
more horny.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, actually, do tell us though, because Full Gore, when it activates, you basically have taken on like one aspect further on your way to becoming a Minotaur. Now that you are mostly Minotaur and/or Manitar, what is Full Gore? How does that reflect physically now?
So my face just becomes full on like the features before were just a little bit like they had flattened, but it was still mostly humanoid. And now it's just like,
A little more snouty.
yeah. Now I have a bull head.
So, bull, wolf, kaiju.
Dancer.
Yeah. I don't imagine you look like super wolfy, but there's definitely something else, like kind of like
Eyes
moving
maybe
just
kinda,
behind
yeah.
the eyes.
Call me Light Wolf.
I imagine the ears got a little pointy.
Actually, if anything, I would imagine it's a little bit more like, you're already glowing, but what color eyes did your character have?
Green.
I imagine they've kind of tinted yellow, and it's a little bit more obvious there's something else moving. Because whereas a little piece of this has fused with Spectre,
Right.
you've got almost the entirety of an ancient wolf spirit that's inhabiting part of your headspace with you. And you guys also have Braid with you as
Right.
well, which is very good. So,
Actually, if I might take a moment,
yes.
germane to what we just talked about. So as we're kind of assembling the Super Friends, as it were, the voice of Ink echoes throughout the library, and he's like, "You all are fools. I'm trying to save you. Do you want to march forward to your death, or do you want to have some sort of chance at redemption? Because I will destroy you."
This is our redemption.
What the hell are you on about?
There's no need for this continual cycle of conflict between the Dread
Oh my
and the
God.
Phoenix Force, light and darkness. I can end it all and we can start anew.
Could you come down and like talk to us? Because I am really not fond of talking to a ceiling.
And then Vigil kind of just perks up for a moment and says, "Don't you ever shut up!" See what I did there?
Yes, I did.
Yep, you're talking to yourself. I love it.
Well, and you know that Vigil is always talking. Yeah. Fine. If that is the way that you want it to be, so shall it be.
Hey, I just want to talk to you man to man. Lizard to shadow person. I don't fucking know.
So,
What a dick.
the voice dies away, and you feel the spirit in your head, and it tells you, "It's here. The corrupting force is here, and I will help you to it. But we must be cautious. It's not alone."
Understood. Follow me.
So you are kind of following along this really weird, like, you guys are having trouble kind of keeping track because he's moving with this kind of weird feral grace through all of this while, and like definitely jumping as like, you'll be going on stairs here and then a staircase will go, and he just immediately goes onto it and is like following it, sort of like if you get on like a water wheel kind of thing and following it around. And follows up into another sort of library space. But this feels a little bit more intimate, a little more cozy, rather than the grand library. This seems more like somebody's, like, a personal library, but still in sort of a mansion sort of space, where everything is kind of dim, and you've got sort of the lamps that are lit with candles, and it's very, that kind of, like, jewel tone. It's obviously, like, what the ideal reading room for Ink would be. And something stabs you. And it feels like more than just a dagger for an attack of 14.
Good lord, y'all.
What an asshole.
All of us?
Doris.
Okay.
And it's funny because then you also feel a familiar jab in your side.
Oh, you bitch.
Give me a defense of 12.
All right. I'm going to double my endurance.
Doubling your endurance takes you up to
What does that take
4?
me up to? Okay, 4.
I think. Well, where's your main card?
Main card.
The elemental. Flip it over.
Yeah. Okay, so it takes you to 4. That 2 on there is your endurance.
Oh, so that's what that card does.
Yeah, now you know. And knowing's
No.
half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Okay, what did you have?
16.
All right, so you're fine.
I need 12.
12.
All right. 4, 9, 12.
12. All right. So, Feed steps in next to you and is still having trouble getting through your armor.
I'm not even wearing a
And-
shirt, so I'm jacked.
You're lucky because you feel the glancing blow of the blade as Marshall Winter steps back out of the
Aw,
shadows.
man.
Oh, come on!
That's a bullshit.
Told you she would be fine. No, wait, that was your compatriot. You should have known.
Dude, you are really bad at this!
This is the one problem with letting you guys also have control over your first season characters instead of fully just assuming control myself. But I thought it'd be nice and let you guys have your moments with your first season characters.
Thank you.
All right, somebody take the torch.
I'm gonna swing out at a fade, I think, actually. And I'm shifting to the Shining Mirror combat style.
Okay.
Which means I can use 3. Well, shit, I can only use grace cards. So I'm going to use the Passing Pain combat style,
Okay.
which allows me to use intellect cards.
Okay.
But I can only do 6.
You can only do 6?
And it's probably not enough, is it?
Nope.
Okay. Well, there we go.
She disappears.
Great work, Vigil.
What?
One more of you can go.
What did you do?
One more of you can go, and the only target is Winter right now, and you're gonna have to hit very hard.
Yeah.
You want it or should I?
If you can hit hard, because I'm not in position, I need to like make a melee attack and take some hits before I can actually.
Don't worry, I can help you out with that.
All right.
It's dangerous to go on. Here, take this.
Blood binding. Blood binding on Winter.
Strength.
Okay.
Xenar, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Xenar Faith.
Now, blood binding. That was one combat earlier with Fade.
Yeah, at the end of the scene it resets.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Otherwise, I just keep it on what's her name and get my ass kicked, and she just randomly dies somewhere else.
Yeah. So okay, I just wanted to confirm.
But it will burn a spark to also bloodbind
You're
Winter
blood binding too.
to Winter.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just picked it up.
That's magical.
So I'm going
So now when I
to
get hit,
rush
I
up to
get
Winter.
Oh.
And they get hurt.
Okay. I'll deal with that in just a second. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to. We're going to go ahead and use frostbite. Actually, no. We're going to use fire shaping.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. These cards suck. All
Yeah.
right,
You guys
frostbite.
are gonna have
8.
to hit hard.
Basically, I take my anchor appears. It freezes over. I swing it at her.
She disappears. So both of them had disappeared.
Bitch.
It's okay. That's how boss battles go.
You, thanks to Xenar,
Mm-hmm.
you have Candle in the Wind again.
Okay. On top of these two. Okay.
So I'm gonna let that stack.
Okay.
So would you mind terribly give him a couple more chips here?
Sure.
Can you go ahead for right now, Dave, and take Candle in the Wind off the chart? So, because it's already stacked, so I'm not gonna let it stack again.
Understandably so.
Yeah. You're pulling a lot of stuff, but your healing was also greatly took a hit because you allowed the wolf spirit to help.
Told you she used diplomacy.
Are we out of combat?
No, you're not.
Okay, good sign.
They've disappeared. Put it down.
Put the candle back.
Yes. Go ahead and mark off fireplace.
Oh no.
Scar, you feel something come behind you and just jam a lit log into your back. For 14.
Ew. And so I do add the 2 to my. Is that what happens? I add 2 to whatever.
No.
No. Okay.
Don't add your endurance to that.
Alright.
The endurance is how
It
damage is
calculates.
divided by.
Got it. Okay. So 8 is what I've got.
So 8 against 14. That's gonna be 3 wounds, pal.
Woo! On my way.
And you are super singed. Meanwhile,
Probably smells terrible.
Fade pops up next to you and tries to stab you for 12.
Okay. Well, that's a little unfortunate. You know what? I can do 5. That's the best I can do.
You have 5?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Hold on a second here.
You're still bloodbound, right?
Oh yeah. So she.
We'll take 6 brutal.
Yep.
She takes 6 brutal
Yeah.
Yep.
on Winter, right?
Yep. Whoever hit me with the log.
The scenes.
Yeah, that was Scar.
Yeah, the scene hasn't changed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it definitely hurt, and you hear kind of like, she flinches as like it's obvious that she feels like she got burned in the back as well.
Why are you burning yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
You're actually gonna take 3
It's
wounds.
like you've only made me stronger.
All right, you guys are up.
Okay. I am going to. So Winter's visible now that she burned me. I'm gonna pick up a desk and just spin around
Xenarfay!
Ooh, thank you.
and smash her with it. Let's see. And so that's going to be 6, 9, 12 damage.
Not enough.
Wait, hold on. Have 5 on top of that.
17 damage.
Not enough.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna burn 3 sparks to make it 20.
Okay.
Is that enough?
Barely.
Ugh.
That's bad.
You guys, you're in Ink's Crucible, fighting the big bad.
We're on the last level, you guys.
You can thank Xenar.
Oh,
For
thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, ooh.
I meant-
Yay!
Misread it. Never mind.
screw you, Josh.
So,
I have my own.
yeah, you had it for a brief moment, and it felt amazing, but you know what?
Yeah.
It went to jam. Sorry, I misread that. I was just glancing at it.
Just give it to the brown guy. That's what it says on there.
I just throw it out the door.
I'm hiding in my dinosaur now.
Fucking God, guys.
It's a good decision.
As the representative of
Decision.
patriarchy, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. So let's see. Who just went? Sorry, you guys were kind of.
I just went.
Okay, so one more of you can
Jen?
go.
I'm going to make a leadership spread. I'm going to jump in front of the cat lady painting. I'm going to say, "This is what we're fighting! For God's sakes, we must stop this. Use your talons to try and bind these two here so they don't leave again. The Pyrean steel may be able to hold them. Particularly your anchor chain and my rope dart.
Does that
I'm
give
going to
us-
say that your leadership spread inspires Braid so much
Yeah!
that she takes a swing and hits Spade
Schmagado.
and does some damage there.
Okay.
So that was 2 of you guys. So they get to go again. Winter is going to haul around, and the log hurt, but she's going to swing around and take a swing at you with it for 14.
Let's see.
Oh, nice, Steed. Dang.
Hey, Night Steed!
Night Steed.
I'm not doing poetry
Well,
today.
just send it to the thing, because I'm trying to keep track
Okay,
of
when my talent's
damage
red,
right now.
can I use it again? Or
Huh?
when my talent is red, can I flip again, or is it just
It
like
depends on what it says on
This is
there.
at the end of the scene.
Yeah, you have to wait till this.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait.
Okay, so my defense is at 4 right now.
Okay.
Still, go ahead and make a defense spread of. We are looking at 10.
10?
Yeah.
You're going to take a wound.
Okay.
Let's see. Fade's going to attack in just a second. But in the meantime, Nightsteeds has shined his hope of not dying immediately upon you guys.
Sounds
And
very generous.
you both get 3 redraws.
Woo! Thank you.
I'm going to use them immediately.
That was beautiful.
Thanks, Knights.
Thank you, guy.
I'm gonna use one of mine just so I can reshuffle my deck real quick.
Okay. Fade's going to go ahead and attack you for 12. Kind of pops up next to you and tries to shank you.
Sure. All right.
Just watching this thing happening here.
It's a magic shuffle.
Find the lane.
I got 7, and I'm flipping to get double endurance.
So your endurance is at 6. And you had 7, right?
Yeah.
13.
Okay. It's going to just miss you. But barely.
Oh,
It's a hard
since
time.
I took a wound, Winter takes 2 brutal.
Hold on, had you bloodbound at the top of this
Yep.
one as well?
He did. They bloodbound together.
We both have winter bloodbound,
That's
so whenever she
weird.
hits one of
Okay.
us,
I've
it's-
forgotten to write down yours, sorry.
Whenever she hits either of us, and it's still full
Twinsies.
gore active.
Okay.
That's
Twinning.
gonna affect.
All right, 2 more of you can go.
I'll take a crack at it. So Fade's down, right?
No.
Or she got knocked down at least by...
She got hit by Braid.
Yeah,
Did some
yeah.
damage.
Um,
Helping you guys out because you need it.
Then I'm going to try and do some sort of parkour stuff and run up one of the staircases that's going in the wrong direction up the wall. And then kind of try and bring Thought Coil right down in her face.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to draw a card for that.
Excellent
Show me
use of
what you
stairs.
got.
I like what you got.
Boy.
Seen our face.
Yeah. Thank
Keep
you.
the faith.
Okay. The most I can do organically is 6, which kind of sucks, and something tells me that's not enough.
No.
Can I burn some sparks to make it not suck?
Only because Braid showed you where the weak spot was and already did some damage.
Okay.
That is the only reason I'm going to let you have this.
How many?
So what are you at?
6.
You're going to have to burn 7 sparks.
Ooh, no, I'm not going to do
That's a
that.
lot.
Nope.
Fade disappears.
All right.
Damn it.
Crap. I'm gonna burn a.
So am I.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Like,
Sorry.
help me out.
Well, no, mine was like towards you.
Xenar Faith has also decided to shine his light upon you.
Such a beautiful light. Thank you.
There's a
How
light.
far are we from unlocking the next tier? Really? We're super close. All right. Continue. One more of you can go. Fade is not an available target right now.
Okay, actually, and before somebody else goes, I'm burning 2 sparks to put Symbol of Sanctuary under my school card, which means as long as I stay put and I don't attack, no one can attack me.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, there's kind of
I'm invisible. Can you see me?
Yeah.
So no,
Can't touch me. Can't touch me.
You're-
So yeah, I try to bring Thought Quill down on her face. She fades away, and then I kind of flip it
You're
up, drive it into the
ostriching.
ground. Yeah, and it just kind of flares up, and it's like this like shield of light around me.
It's like hard to look at him at this point
Yeah.
because it's such a bright light, especially in the dusk, which is so like Ink's crucible is very richly colored, but it's still bound by the fact it's in the dusk.
And as soon as I do that, I say, "Ink, come out and show yourself, you coward! Quit hiding in the shadows!"
Okay, one more of you can go.
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 to add 2 to this attack
Okay.
because I use fire shaping.
Okay.
So I make a attack 15 on Winter.
It's not enough. Unless you can pull something else out really interesting, she's going to disappear.
Attack 17.
Oh, wait. Hold on. No. No, that's for me.
All right, we're gonna spend this to make it into attack 17 real quick. 18, 19, 20.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
At least stay alive long enough to like take some hits so I can get some cards out of it.
Does that hit?
Yes. And I'm also going to let Braid do another big ol' smack on Fade.
Good, because she's currently tied up and on fire.
Braid
Red fade.
I also want to say to her, defiant enough for ya. As we got killed last time.
Kind of hisses through her teeth, it's like pain, but also just seething rage.
You should have stayed dead last time, Winter. Hit me.
No, she actually knows. She's not stupid. She's been around long enough. But Fade is going to do an attack of 12 against you,
Jerk.
and Winter is going to do an attack of 14.
Oofta.
How much was it? 12, 14?
12.
12?
Well, here we go. All right, give it to me.
You don't have anything. See, your endurance is doubled, right?
No, just for that. So I'm just back to 3. You know what? 3.
3.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks.
Nice deed, thank you. Oh, by the way, I need 2 sparks back.
Okay. Take 3 ones.
Okay.
All right. 2.
Nice.
Would you guys be down to discard to burn a spark?
So. Night Steeds
Why'd you give me
has
3?
granted this to you.
Ooh, thank you, Night Steve.
Why'd you give me 3?
Yeah.
Well, to hand to him. So you said that you get sparks back.
2.
2? Oh, I thought you said 3.
Sorry.
Sorry. There's like
Yes.
6 things happening right now.
Do you guys mind each burning a spark, which will put me at 13
Does that put us over?
and clear?
It does.
Ooh.
Right.
Okay.
So many tears.
We'll deal with that in a second. So what did you have?
13 defense.
All right, so you're fine.
I just kind of roll like
Okay.
against her and out of the way of attack. Just jujitsu, like.
Okay. As you're doing that, you kind of back off and like move back into the shadows for a second, and you hear a small voice. I brought this for you, but use it for whoever needs it, and it's the undeniable voice of no one. And she slips a glowing vial into your hand and then disappears again.
And I
It is a
recognize
vial
this.
of pure dawn energy.
Whoa.
And there's only one.
All right.
Okay. So let's see. They just attacked. So you guys can go. And I will tell you, you're going to have to hit extremely hard.
I probably should have undersold that defense to get the one more wound.
Well, to maintain my symbol of sanctuary, I pretty much have to stand still, so I'll wait till...
I mean, you still have the health levels you can dole out, but that's about it.
I know.
Okay.
Josh, are you
All right, who's going next?
No, I'm fine. I want to do more damage. I'm like,
Oh, you
not
didn't- yeah.
real
All right,
bad yet.
so Doros. All right.
I'll go
I'm gonna try and hold down Winter with the rope dart, and then use the quills to try and jam it into there, and see if the strength of these things coming from Ink's crucible might hold her down tighter.
Okay, so you're trying to like Gulliver's Travels her?
Yep.
Okay. So you become a Lilliputian. That's awesome.
I have 11 brutal.
You are very, very lucky it is brutal damage. Like, you have no idea.
Oh, I have an inkling.
You have an inkling? I hate you.
Yes, it was intentional.
Okay, one more of you can go.
I will. Shadows. I mean, I just had stepped back into the shadows after dodging Fave's attack. And so I burst from them. Basically, for a split second, they're like, wait, was he actually a
Minotaur?
Minotaur? Like, maybe he was a rogue. He's a shadowy little motherfucker. So it's still, I really just want to draw aggro, because right now that's 8, 11, 14.
Who are you going after?
Fade? Winter?
Fade. I'm assuming Fade's not quite as powerful as Winter is.
Still not enough to hit. I mean, you can definitely draw her attention.
I mean, I want Winter's attention more than I want Fade's. But Fade is weaker. So yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. So you drew her attention, but you did try and make an attack, right? Or did you just try and draw her attention?
I made an attack.
If you made an attack, she disappeared.
Alright, well, I'm sticking with it.
Okay. So that was 2 of you. Marshall Winter is going to burst out of the holds that Doros managed to get her under. I mean, she just, it's almost like watching like smoke just slip out. It's almost like she just like wasn't there for half a second and was out of them, and hits you with an attack of 14.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, you're staying
Can't
still.
attack him.
That's right. That's right. Never mind. Actually, she knows that she's figured out attacking you guys is bullshit right now. So she's going to attack you. And Fade is going to just, she was in front of you, disappeared, and right behind you, and you feel a dagger coming down, like aiming right between your shoulder blades for 12.
Okay.
I have 8.
8?
Yep.
Okay, so let's see, that is... you're going to take 3 wounds.
Woo. Okay. I can do a defense of 5 plus vengeful.
Okay, so 5 in total, though?
6, including vengeful.
6 in total?
Yeah, my thirst for vengeance.
You're going to take 2 wounds.
And Winter takes 4.
Okay. So I'm gonna take those 2 wounds.
Okay. Hold on, wait. Vengeance is to make an attack back against your attacker, right?
Yeah,
No, actually.
Vengeful. Yeah.
But Winter didn't attack him.
It doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah, according to Bloodbinding, You burn 1 spark and forge a bond with a visible enemy until the end of the scene. Whenever you are injured, the marked foe suffers 2 points of brutal damage for each one.
Oh yeah, Winter just took 2 brutal damage.
Okay.
Or 4 brutal damage.
Yeah.
And I.
Yeah, that still didn't break through her defense, but she definitely like flinches. She feels it.
Okay. And so now I'm going to make an attack.
Back against Fade.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's a bad idea. That's such a bad idea.
Do it. Bad idea.
This is the time now to do things.
Well,
was a bad idea.
That's like
Season
too close.
finale.
That's too close.
Make it gifable.
Yeah, if you could do a little dance with it, that would be helpful.
6, 11. Are you guys down to burn a spark brand at 9?
Hell yeah.
So that's
Rope.
20,
Okay.
25, 28 brutal damage
28
On Winter?
and
on
Fade.
Fade. I'm hoping she just got
Fade
lit up.
fucking buckles under this attack. Like that 28. Holy shit! Yeah,
She's super dead.
she just crumbles into ash.
No.
But something about this ash looks weird. It looks inert.
Be on
Normally, Phoenix ash has sort
Wait
of
a
like a actual energy to it. Hers doesn't. So let's see. That was 2 of you, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I just got attacked.
Does that make her dead?
That
or
was my.
not.
Or I got yeah.
Oh,
that,
you-
was, that was my
Reversed it.
defense.
Oh, that was your
and I-
defense. Okay, so
So
yeah.
it's a free attack. More
All
or
right.
less.
Let's see. 2 more of you can go. Except that another figure steps into the room with you.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't sound good.
And Ink shows up.
Enough. Leave Winter alone. Your quarrel is with me.
Ink does an attack against Leviathan of 16.
Woo.
Gee, that's all over Cromwell.
This is the season finale, guys. Remember, you also have redraws.
I'm gonna spend 1.
I'm gonna do 2 while we're at
Okay,
it.
you're going to go ahead.
Go ahead and get him. Alright.
Give me all damn sweet redraws.
Okay. Spend a spark to make that a 3-card defense spread instead of a 2-card,
Okay.
and that is 14.
14.
Yep.
And what's your endurance at?
My endurance is at 4 as well, so
Is
18.
it 4? Well, no, that's not how endurance
No?
works.
Okay.
Remember? So I just need to know what it is. But you said your defense was
My defense spread is 14, and my defense.
okay. So
Thanks, the melon.
Z-Melon.
Thanks for the follow.
Mayon.
you are going to still take a wound.
Rough. Ouch. Okay.
And let's see. I'm supposed to do brutal damage.
To Winter.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 brutal damage.
Yeah, it's still not enough to crack through right now. And she's being bolstered right now from Ink's presence as well.
Now that you've found me, what exactly do you intend to do with me? I've dispatched Varya and Atmos, and they were barely a match for me. What are you, rank 5?
Minus, not minus.
We just came to have a long conversation.
Oh, I do enjoy a conversation. Please.
Hey, Z Melon and Z Potter Goblin.
Sie Pottygobrin.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Wir partieren jetzt, ja?
Yeah.
Conversation about what? What could you possibly tell me that I don't already know?
Krona, thank you.
Krona, thank you, buddy.
Continue.
Okay.
Well, we have something we thought you might miss.
And what, pray tell, is that? And then Vigil holds up the dream shadow.
Dream shadow, dream shadow.
You've been dealing with a puppeteer, have you?
We wouldn't be the first.
Do you understand what I sacrificed by giving that up? Do you understand the benefit that I wrought from giving that up? Do you understand that everything that I have done is for the greater good of all existence?
Do you remember a 9-year-old girl you pulled from her crucible and turned into a trap for us? What about the village full of people you turned into skin changers? That's for the good of all of us? The terror you're bringing to the world? You're making a difference for the better?
Ink, I gotta ask you something. Are you happy doing this?
Damn, Uncle Lizard.
Yeah,
The
right.
big question.
Oh, dang.
How do you
Thank
sleep
you,
at
Trona.
night?
Thanks, Krona.
Happy? No.
Then why do it?
What we are is not natural. Nothing about this is the way it should be.
No shit, Sherlock! Look around! We are in an endless library fighting a bitch who we fucking killed. He fucking crushed another bitch. You should be dead. We should all be dead.
Those kids out in the hall are loving this right now.
What made you think this was natural? What made you think any of this was supposed to happen? Newsflash, buddy. It's not fair. All right? I know it's not fair. It sucks. This sucks. I died, and then I got to come back, and oh, wait, my kid's dead. My wife's dead. I have a great-granddaughter who I can't look at because I'm a fucking monster. Dude, it's not fair. But you could have stopped. Why keep going? You could have seen the end. You could have gone past the gauntlet. You could have seen what's on the other side. Why are you doing this then? Why?
Excellent question.
Are you going to answer me, or are you just going to be like kind of spooky and mysterious? Because I do not have the energy for this right now, buddy.
If there's one thing that I have noticed in all of my learnings, with the totality of knowledge across all existence, is that suffering is a constant. And the only true way to achieve enlightenment is to eliminate suffering. And that's all I mean to do. Now, Leviathan,
How do you know my name?
as I said, what can you tell me that I don't already know? You do have a point. You should all be dead.
So should you.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Well, he is present right now.
Oh, yeah, no, but I just figured that was a dramatic segue to give
Yeah,
you.
a very angry Braid who has been following Ink for a while murders the shit out of Winter while all of this is happening. Like, lashes around and just burns out and takes her down.
Suicide bomb.
Well, you seem to have me outnumbered. Vigil, hang on to Thought Coil or Dream Shadow for a moment, would you?
Ink, just stop this. You don't have to keep doing this.
Don't pretend to tell me what I need to do, Leviathan. How dare you? Do
Don't
you
talk to
know
your
the
elders
things
like
that I've
that.
seen?
If y'all keep talking, though, I am going to let Ink have another attack.
One of you guys can do something.
I think he's made his position very clear.
Yeah, I'm... Alright. What do I want to do here?
I can send you to someplace worse than the dusk. Would you prefer that?
I got nothing to lose, buddy.
Amazing.
Man, fatalistic dragon grandpa.
Uncle.
Grandpa Uncle.
Uncle Grandpa.
Grunkle.
Grunkle.
Is it a Betamax player?
Yes.
It's not just a cassette.
Sure,
is
it's
it the
the
Betamax
player. It's
Bandit
whatever.
from
It's
Mighty
whatever
Bush?
you want.
Okay, then I pick up the Betamax handheld camera.
Oh,
Okay.
Those things were clunky as fuck.
Sure.
So
Sure.
lightweight.
Okay.
And I wing it at ink for 9, 14, 17, and are you guys down to burn a spark to get me to 20 brutal damage?
You know it, boo.
Okay.
So, 20 brutal damage.
You do lay a hit on him,
How does that
but
make him feel?
it's sort of like to the side, but he's like,
Did you just throw a Betamax camera at me?
What is that? It
Yeah.
just looked like a nice thing to throw.
Yeah, it really did. It looked really cumbersome.
It looked obsolete though, so it seems like.
Was that special to you?
one more of you can go.
I feel like I kind of talked my turn, so I'm gonna let everyone else go.
Right, I'm dropping Symbol of Sanctuary, and I am going to take the books and just like kind of try and throw over a shelf as a distraction on my way to him. And I'm going to try to attack Ink.
Okay.
I'm using I'm using Passing Pain. Am I using Passing Pain?
Do it.
Hold on, just want to make sure. No, I'm using Shining Mirror.
Oh wait, he did hit you, by the way, right?
Did he?
I thought he did. Didn't you take a wound?
Yes, I did.
You're exposed.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
That's not good.
So there's 5. Hold on a sec now. There's 9. Guessing that probably doesn't hit.
9.
Yeah.
Ink disappears.
Coward!
That was 2 of you
12
guys.
hit? No, 12 wouldn't hit, would it?
Huh?
Would 12 hit? Yeah.
No, but that was 2 of you guys, so he gets to go again. And also he disappeared, so you couldn't
Exciting.
exactly hit him anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Shadrach, thank you for the sub.
Shadrach.
We actually beat the noise.
So that Misha
Yeah.
and Bendigo.
I'm on it.
You're on it.
I'm gonna burn 2.
You are already exposed. He's going to take another swing at you for 16.
Woo!
Um,
Nice. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
we're gonna go ahead, burn a spark, so I can make this defense a 3-card spread instead of 2.
You're exposed, so what was your normal?
Oh, yeah, so...
2 defense, so you get 2 cards.
So
with
you
the-
get
if
2
burn a
cards.
Spark.
If you burn a spark.
Yeah.
Exposed means you have 1 card less in your defense spread.
Oh, jeez.
So you have 2 cards with burning a spark.
Ink is most certainly cooking with gas.
Mm-hmm. Evil gas.
We're gonna go ahead and play mysterious with this one. I definitely know more than I should, and I definitely have something going on. We're looking at 8 total.
8.
Plus defense 2, 10, I
A little
guess.
help from Sharon.
Your
maybe.
endurance is
No,
2.
but he's
Or,
With the plus 2 defense.
plus
Yeah.
2 defense.
okay, so an 8 total though?
10.
10 total.
10.
10 total.
Okay. Wait, did that wrong. So you're going to take 3 wounds.
All right. How does Ink attack me?
How does Ink attack you? I feel like he kind of envelops you in shadows and kind of like goes into your lungs almost and just kind of like almost shrink wraps you for a second. Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this, Ink.
Well, you don't have a choice.
Okay. So that was his attack.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay.
Remember, Ink's been in a wing. He knows how to take people down. So, if there was ever a time for dramatic things, it is
Yeah.
today.
I'm gonna need a couple of these. I hope you don't mind.
No, do it.
Yeah, it's for super cereal, you guys.
Yeah.
Super cereal.
Barnless, the last one.
Thanks.
Ah.
Okay. Are you guys gonna? Somebody want to try and hit him?
So I'm still more just like glancing blows. I'm doing not quite maximum damage, but I'm gonna
Don't forget about environmental objects too.
draw. That's not helpful right now. Does it mean even?
What did I draw to my hand? Did I draw to my hand?
After attack.
After an attack, not a defense.
Okay.
Hey, Flame.
Flame follows.
Flame.
Flambe.
It's gonna be the exact same level of attack as before, so it's not. It's just gonna bother him.
Hey, Dave. Can you let Tracy in?
All right.
Because you should be doing brutal damage now automatically, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
am, but it's still the last attack was brutal damage, and it's gonna hit the same level, and he just shrugged it off more or less. So
Run up to the painting and say, "This? Really? This? These are my nipples? How dare you, sir? How dare you?" And then I leap in and attack him. That's it. I mean, I feel like those scathing art critiques are really the most painful. For 7, 12, 13 brutal.
discard this for to add 3d yours.
16 brutal.
Okay.
20 brutal.
Everyone's a critic.
All right. Okay, so 20 brutal definitely hits.
All right.
So let's see, that was you. All right. I think one more of you guys
I'll
can
go.
go.
You wanna go?
Yeah.
Cool.
I charge towards the Scaria painting and do a like I can't remember the name of the Olympic event with the discus, a discus
discus
throw.
throw? Okay.
I get under my arm and I spin a couple times and just wing it.
No!
No, I wing it at Vigil. And I'm like, I understand why these are important now. And then just launch into the air at Ink for a total attack of 9, 14, 17, 20 brutal damage.
20?
23?
23 brutal damage.
Nice.
Okay.
Some heroic.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is not enjoying that. But he gets to
Go.
make another attack. And unfortunately, he knows about picking on certain phoenixes and trying to decrease the ability of them to be able to do anything. So he's going to attack Leviathan again because he's relentless. It's an attack of 16.
Seasoned vet. Stepping in and taking that shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah?
And then here, have a couple extra health levels while I'm at it.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Nice.
Yeah, you're... Okay, so you're going to step in and take what he would have gotten. Right?
Yes.
Is that what that card is? Is it like Death Wish?
I get to defend.
anything.
Or he is attacking me instead of him.
Okay, so go ahead and defend against 16.
Actually, wait, shit, Steven, drop to your hand.
Oh, thank you.
So 5, 6, 8.
Okay.
This might be the largest tower of sparks I've got yet.
I want to do something. It will burn me out, but it would really turn tides.
All right, well, let's wait and see what.
Crap. Okay.
Yeah,
What have you got? Show me what
8.
you got. You got 8?
Yeah.
Okay, and your endurance is 3 right now?
Yes.
Okay. You are going to take 3 wounds. And 2 more of you can go.
Go for it.
So,
Or Vigil can.
And don't forget you have the vial.
yeah, I'm about to give it to Doros.
Yeah,
Tell you
because he'll also drop afterwards
Yeah.
too.
So you go, and then I'll.
The lovely Tracy King is here to come and get something real quick.
King.
Sorry, guys.
Guest starring Tracy King.
Right.
This guy.
Okay.
Tarask?
Tarask.
Tarask.
He won't be even harder to hit. And hold on, he did make a land attack on you, so you're also exposed.
Yes. Okay. So you're gonna go?
Yeah. I'm going to use Shining Mirror, actually, which means I get to use 3 cards. So that's a 10.
That's your attack? Mm-hmm. Nope.
Damn it.
Hold up. Dawn's Blessing. When you...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I can discard Dawn's Blessing at any time and burn 3 sparks. It will burn me out, but it'll add 10 to his attack.
It's going to add 10?
Yes.
Okay. This is going to burn you out, and
Yes.
I want you to explain to me exactly how this goes down, because you are going to knock a health level off of him.
Okay.
So tell me how you do this attack, because this means this is the end of Leviathan. This is his last.
So, how... Leviathan, does Ink still have me kind of like in his tendrils or whatever?
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right.
Well, no, he's attacked. He attacked Doros. So actually, his attention was turned because Doros jumped in front of it. So I'm gonna say that Ink spun around to face him. So you're actually placed like at his back. So he's not actually paying attention to you.
Okay. I'm going to start sparking, like my left arm starts kind of freezing over, my eyes kind of burst into flame, and my right arm is sparking. And I am going to gently put a hand on Ink's shoulder, give it that patented dad squeeze. You can quit whenever you want. And then I burn out. It's a literal explosion.
And like, Ink is like, he's still there. Like the smoke clears and he's still there, but he's like sizzling. There's like pops of like sparks like flying off of him as
Chunks of ice and
afterwards.
stuff.
Now, what happens for you, because this is the end of Leviathan. So you are so you normally would go back into your crucible.
I would.
However, this
However.
is the end of what happens to you. It's just darkness. And you just see vast expanse of nothing. And a figure steps out of the darkness towards you, and it's Sharon. And Sharon goes, "Hello, wee bitty Phoenix. We believe there's someone you've been waiting to see."
Oh, God.
You know it, Sharon.
And turns, expecting you to follow, and leads you out of the darkness to beyond the dusk, to where Leviathan's wife and child are waiting for him. And leaves you, nods, and steps back into the dusk.
And Leviathan looks like a man now.
So that is the end of Leviathan's
That is
journey.
the end of Leviathan. Thank you.
Meanwhile,
I'm gonna take a minute. Let's get out of this fucking
Yeah.
suit.
How my feels.
I need a minute.
Gonna burn a table redraw. That will help.
you guys are going to have to lay a massive, massive hit at this point.
Yeah.
Ink is drawing on all of the resources he has left to him.
So if I can step in his vigil for a second, I'm just talking. You know, Ink, I know a few stories about how the universe works myself, and especially how the Phoenixes play into it. Sure, I mean, did I want to come back and fight this fight against you, against all of the other darkness? No, but it is what I am meant to do. What happens next? I don't know. it can't possibly be all terrible all the time. And who are you to step in and decide that it's your place to hit the reset button for everyone else? It is not your place. And we are here to make sure that the path of right is followed. And if you don't want to come willingly, well, then we're gonna just have to make you.
Okay. Thank you, I got shapes for the bits.
I got shapes.
Okay.
Pulling shapes.
So, if this is what I'm suspecting, you want to pull. I want to pause time for a second. And I want to flash back to the conversation that Vigil and Atmos had before when he pulled you beyond his flame curtain to have a discussion.
Beyond the flame curtain.
Beyond the
Atmos
flame
story.
curtain. And
Journey
go back
behind
to
my flame curtain.
what information Atmos imparted to Vigil
Okay.
about this fight and about the restraint.
Is that what I think it is?
Yes. This is his talon. And these manacles of Pyrean steel, he won't enter them willingly.
No, I don't imagine he would.
He likes to think he's the smartest person in the room. You'll just have to use that against him.
And more than that, Atmos lets Vigil know that the only way that ink can be stopped is that he has to be bonded to another phoenix.
Yeah, I got shapes.
Yeah.
Flash forward to Omen whispering in Vigil's ear. So Vigil, because the chat unlocked it, stepped out of the shadows and Omen, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Stepped out of the shadows to talk to Vigil. And whispered in his ear that ink could be stopped, and the best way to channel it is by using his own talent against him. He would be able to take the stylus and drive it into Ink's heart while burning out to basically use that as a conduit to fuse to ink and keep ink from being able to regenerate. Flash forward to where we are now in the scene in progress.
And actually, before I run up, I kind of say to the Atavi Wolf Spirit, you can leave now if you want.
It doubles down
Okay.
to help you. And it actually helps you, like, it starts to sort of, like, leak out from your being to help hold ink in place. Immobile, just long enough.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the fear in Ink's eyes as he realizes what's happening, and he's getting ready to basically burn out. Because if he burns out, he can come back. He's beyond that. Holds him just long enough that you're able to slap him in the restraints.
It's for your own good.
And then Vigil is able to take the stylus and rams it into Ink's heart.
There's a lovely interplay of dark and light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And burns out. So you guys see just this vibration as everything that Vigil was is channeled through this stylus and just rushes into Ink's heart, and just, it's like the sun exploding. Like, you guys are knocked back, and the heat of it is immense. Like, it's amazing that you guys are not actually just being completely burned alive at this point. And as it all clears, Ink is there, and he's restrained, and the chains that were on there have shackled into the ground, into the very dusk, and his crucible has faded out. So when it blasted out, like, you guys couldn't see, and when you could finally see again, it's just him anchored in the dusk. And Varya and Atmos are actually not as far away as it seemed. It was just the crucible had blocked them off, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And Vigil has basically locked Ink in place and is restraining him. He's alive, but he is keeping ink unable to actually burn out, so he will always be restrained in this dusk limbo. And Varia walks over and looks at ink. I told you I knew more than you thought. And I'm sorry it had to end this way. You were better than this.
I told you you'd never understand.
I don't want to. If it means becoming what you are, I don't want to. But thanks to the plan, Vigil's in there with you, and he's better than you are. And he will keep you here, and you will be this for forever. And I hope that you understand that this is what we had to do.
I understand.
This is your prison now,
I see.
and you can do no more harm from here.
Suppose this is the last time I'll see you, though.
God, I hope so.
Take care, Varia.
I wish I could say the same. You guys have successfully defeated Ink, and you walk away in the dusk, away from him, leaving him to his fate. Now, I would say that that is the very end of the episode of 10 of Season 2 of Phoenix Dawn Command. Except that just as you are reaching the boat, and it would be just Scar and Atmos and Varia and Doros, and I imagine you gave the vial to him so he doesn't drop.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that was gonna happen before, like we just got, expo.
A phoenix comes running up out of the dusk, who's very slight-looking, long, stringy black hair, not dissimilar from no one, but kind of looks like somebody from a J-horror movie. And goes,
That's supposed to happen all the time, right? This is not ordinary.
Varia and Atmos know exactly who this is, and Varia goes, Eerie?
Atmos runs towards him and just picks him up in a big old bear hug.
And Eerie,
So happy to
Sends
see you.
sends many daggers through your body. I feel like.
Eerie moves too fast for that, and looks at you all with deathly seriousness, and goes, it got out. And that's the end of this episode. And Season 2 of Phoenix Dawn Command.
So
Thank you, Wolfman.
go to YouTube, find Anthony and the Johnsons' Twilight, and that's the music that I envision playing as Vigil and Ink kind of fused into one.
So there we have it. That was Season 2 of Phoenix Dawn Command.
Yeah.
We did it!
Yay!
So before we go, and I'm not sure when Season 3 will happen. Hopefully there will be a Season 3 in the coming months. But I'd like to thank all of the amazing players that have been here for the season. I'm sad Blythe wasn't able to be here, but I'm very, very happy that Stephen was able to be here as Leviathan.
Thank you.
So why don't we go around with any last plugs you guys have before we go on hiatus?
Some podcasts, The Regenerates, Knowing Is Half the Podcast, The Science Jerks. Yeah, thanks.
Saving Throw. Just check out. There's tons of amazing shows. I know that there are motions to get Mass going for Season 2.
Actually.
And the charity stream is coming up in 2 weeks.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Saving Throw show. Great channel, great people, great games. And I also want to plug Marshall McBovey for leading Season 2. It was
Hells yeah.
lots and lots of fun. I think he did an
Thank you
amazing
guys.
job.
Thank you.
Props to the Mac Show.
Yes. Yes. All right. Time for me to plug. You can follow me on Twitter at StephenJPoke22. Watch me just kind of scream into the void. Make sure to tune in on Monday because I will be running RPG Exploration Society with Fan Friction Films. We will be running the Chronicles of Darkness the God Machine Chronicle. It's going to be fun. I'll be making fun of Disneyland the entire time. I'm super excited for it. Also, thank you for having me on.
Of course.
Oh, wait, one more thing real quick. Mask will be coming back mid-July. There you go.
So I will be participating in the charity stream, playing your game. And then I'm scheduled to do one installment of the RPG Exploration Society in July. And that's probably going to be the last you're going to see of me on Saving Throw, at least for a little while. Life's just kind of gotten in the way. I need to step away. I would love to keep playing with you as the Marshal in this game, and it's really meant a lot to me. And today was full of action and feels, and hopefully our paths cross again in the future, and may the road rise up to meet you.
And the wind be ever at your back.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, especially those of you who've been here for this entire season. This, as I've noted before, was my very first time GMing ever, and I decided to do it on a live show because I am an idiot. But I have made it through 10 episodes as a GM, and I have absolutely loved it. I will be GMing during our 24-hour streams, so wait for that schedule to come up. I will also be doing an RPG Exploration Society on the 26th, and I'm going to be running Teenagers from Outer Space. And I'm going to have some awesome people coming and playing on that. And you can also catch me every other Sunday with the Happy Jacks crew playing Vampire the Masquerade. We're off this Sunday, but we're back on next Sunday. And then hopefully, in the not-too-distant future, there'll be an update on the potential Season 3 of Phoenix Dawn Command, because I would love to come back and marshal for you guys again.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we'd all love that.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please tune in throughout the rest of the week. We have great programming on Saving Throw, and we hope to see you all very soon.
Thank you.
So, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.